Heyo, folks! It is Friday. It is 5 p.m. It's time for the Slightly Buzzed Show. Today, Canton special. There's been a whole lot of filings and a hearing, and it's been a ton of things to go through. And me and a few friends will guide you guys through it, hopefully. Welcome to the show.
Nick the Viking lawyer's got a brew in hand, streaming wild cases across the land. A courtroom circus, a legal ride, slightly buzzed on justice and a Viking's pride. Objections flying, gales a swing. Nick just laughs, oh, what a thing. It's a Slightly Buzzed Friday lore show, where the weirdest trials steal the show. Nick's got the verdict, he's got the flair, with a horned helmet and a lawyer's glare. Mugshots rolling like a movie reel, a pizza thief or a banana peel. He calls it absurd, he calls it wild. Your Honor, is this trial on trial? Raise your glass to the streaming king, a Viking lawyer with a legal zing. Don't sue me for fun, I'm here for the lore, and maybe one more drink before we explore. It's a Slightly Buzzed Friday lore show, where the weirdest trials steal the show. Nick's got the verdict, he's got the flair, with a horn helmet and a lawyer's glare. Hear lawyers glare.
Hey, folks! With me today, I have Mo in the deep end. I have Squid Pro Quo, and for quite some time, I believe for over a year, Doug Weinstein. You still owe me a beer on the bar. A beer. I think you're muted.
I'm so.
Oh.
Phone
And you're
rang.
muted? Oh, no worries.
Yeah, well, no, my phone. I need to put it on do not disturb. But anyway,
Looking great. You lost another bit of weight since last time I saw you.
yeah, it's been a while. It's been way too long, and I apologize for that.
No worries, no worries. I mean, you're kind of busy defending people and doing criminal law. So you're kind of excused. And then again, I'm doing this on a Friday afternoon. Usually, people have families and stuff. And it's
Well, Nick, I
muted
know
again.
it's not Canton related, but in honor of the state of Massachusetts, a subtle bow, and Commonwealth, this is the opening salvo, and I am pissed off. The fact that you thought that this was honor and not putting on a competent case, I have thoughts. So I have a trip to Hobby Lobby and a glue gun in my future. And like I said, this is the opening salvo. Commonwealth. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Yeah.
No,
It's the only
you're
thing she's done in the
inspiring me
case
right
that
now.
makes any sense. Actually,
Oh,
that
I mean-
seems to have any thought behind it.
yeah. I mean, but I heard a theory surrounding those bows is in a certain religious community, bows have some type of meaning, especially in Mormonism or Latter Saints, whatever's. But I don't know enough about it. I wish Jeff was still around so he could explain it. And Danny wasn't working in Washington nowadays, because those are the two only prior Mormons I know, and one of them, the asshole, decided to pass away. So
Just to avoid the Bo question, I might add.
yeah, definitely. No, this is a Canton special. Doug, I don't know if you have kept yourself up to date on what's going on in Canton, Massachusetts.
Well, I said the other day on X that it seems that Canton, Massachusetts is the Florida man of court systems.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
It
stick
is
to
a
that.
bit.
Accurate statement of the day.
Yeah. I
Perks of having a 4-year-old girl.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
completely agree with that. Now, the Canton 4 is the current 4 civil lawsuits that is going on with the exact same people in it. It is the O'Keefe family wrongful death suit against Karen Read. It is the Read's federal civil rights lawsuit against police investigators and other people. There's also the federal civil rights lawsuit. There's also a state lawsuit against the state police, Massachusetts State Police, and the town of Canton, which is in state court. And you have the House Witnesses defamation suit against Karen Read and Hayden Carney. And it's the same people in all 4 cases. Okay, interesting. And now I have pulled up the latest hearing, because Hayden Carney, according to Attorney Diller, skipped, more or less unannounced, the deposition. And the same day, Hayden Carney goes on social media and says, no, I let him know I could not attend. Now, he did that personally, not through his attorney. Don't know if that matters. It shouldn't. Well, either way, in my personal opinion, I believe that Hayden is testing the waters, because on the other side of this case, you have people skipping, postponing, and then you have the interesting case with, what's his name? Colin Albert, the youngster who allegedly was in the house, but everybody to protect him. And his attorneys, well, first they postponed the deposition, and then they had the deposition, but only with a six-day notice, and coincidentally shows the day they knew Karen Read's attorneys could not attend, because they had prior to this announced to the court, we cannot really on these dates. And of course, that's the exact date when Colin decided to hold his deposition. And then some time passed, and Colin Albert, his attorney, was at court. No, he's unavailable. Okay, why is he unavailable? Back and forth, back and forth. Well, he joined the army.
Is that the 21st century version of you either go to jail or you join the army?
Well, Colin is just a witness in that particular case.
I mean,
So
I know I went to boot camp and shit, but I went on my own volition. Like, I wasn't trying to run from anything, but like being an adult.
Yeah.
I feel
But wait,
less safe if he's our 85th line of defense. Yeah.
I really
I'm
hope
not-
he's not doing anything where people's I really hope he's a cook.
I'm not really understanding the difficulty in getting these depositions scheduled and people attending them.
I gotta go do
Normally
mama
it's-
duties. Be right back.
Now,
I mean,
the parties are
yeah.
the O'Keefes.
Yeah.
Then all the House defendants except Higgins have the same lawyers, plural.
Yeah.
Then you have the 2 bars who have their own lawyers teams. And then, of course, you have Karen Read and Hayden Carney with their own set of attorneys. There's a collective of 27 attorneys.
But normally the attorneys on depositions get together and talk to each other and agree
Yeah.
this is the date we're going to do the depositions,
Yep.
and then you serve a notice of deposition, and then barring some kind of
Mm.
emergency, the deposition happens on that date. And because
Mm.
you're deposing each other's
Yeah.
people, you tend to co-op. This is discovery, as you know, is supposed
Yeah.
to be self-executing. The court
Yeah.
should not have to be getting involved. People should be
Mm.
showing up. And I don't have a dog in this Karen Read fight. Honestly, I a plague on
Mm.
all of them. It's just such a mess.
Mm.
I get enough hate mail whenever I just even mention Karen Read. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't. I don't understand what I'm basically saying is I don't understand why it's so difficult to get some depositions done. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it should be. I mean, folks, take away it's the Karen Read case. This is a wrongful death suit.
Yeah.
Usually, there's that family, that person, each have one lawyer. But now you have the House defendants and the allegations and the different things get complicated judicially, but not discoverable. I mean, not discovery. I mean, as you said, it's a deposition. Here you have 7 dates. Pick one, more or less. But
Yeah.
but Colin Albert, well, eventually his attorney said, well, he joined the army, and then some time passed, and it turns out, well, he kind of joined the army, but he didn't pass the test, so he had to go to pre-army school.
How do you not pass the ASVAB?
How do
I
you?
don't
that's-
understand.
I mean, that is
Like,
literally for a
it's a-
fifth grade, like barely fifth grade literacy level.
It's a glorified, hey, what are you good at? So we know what jobs to give you because we know what you'll excel at. I mean,
Yeah.
40s are the only people who get 40s on the ASVAB and still have a job. People.
Yeah, but now eventually he passed the pre-army school, so now he is in the army. But the attorney, up until he actually joined the army, didn't acknowledge it was pre-army school. So there's some,
A
Colin
23
really
basically means you couldn't write your own name on the test.
Pre-army school. I'm just still like I failed basic. I am the shame of my family. I come from a long line of service members, and even I passed the ASVAB. So I finally look. You know what? This is a great day. I'm putting this down on my calendar. I'm calling my mom because I'm officially not the biggest screw up ever.
I got an 89. It just proves that you can be book smart or like smart. The ASVAB and not actually be good at anything.
No, this
Exhibit A.
they're basically, there's a physical test, and there's are you not dumb enough or are you too smart? Because the army kind of wants the in-between people, not the too stupid and not the too smart, because the too stupid don't know how to follow orders, and the too smart questions every order.
No, the too smart go to the Air Force. The too stupid eat crayons.
I know
days.
some smart people in the army. I'm not in the army. I've never been in the service, but I know some smart people in the army.
I'm army.
And
It's
as far
more
as
of a
Air
joke.
Force goes, the only thing I have to say about that is when I would hire electronic technicians, electronic repairmen at U.S. Steel, the number one people I wanted was the Navy. And remember, give me submarine people. If I could hire a submariner, that's who I wanted. Navy was number one, but number 4 by far was Air Force. The Air Force electronic repairmen I hired were worthless.
Well, I found out something about that. So I was an aviation electronics tech. So I worked on communication systems, but on the plane. We worked on everything. Radar, radios, harness. You did everything. The Air Force, you have one specific job. If you fix radios is all you do. And it's like, no, Navy, it's like, here's your plane, here's your 8 different systems, and have fun.
Yeah.
Air Force is like, you work on radios. You only work on this kind of radio. You have a problem with any other radio, and it's somebody else's problem.
Well, my theory, to continue down this total detour quickly,
Mm.
my theory was the Navy guys were so good because they're out on a ship in the middle of nowhere and they had no choice but to repair it. Whereas the Air Force could call in the factory man at any time and the factory man could come repair it. But I don't know. That's just a theory I had at age 30 or whatever it was. But I'm so distracted with the bow in the hair. I'm sorry. I can't. No. You can keep it on.
I do have subtler ones because Amazon's a liar.
I'm not gonna lie. I have multiples. I have this one and I have this one. This was a ribbon that was on a birthday gift, and it became a ribbon on a bow.
Yeah.
When something becomes a distraction, one would think a professional would change.
I have my chicken hats, but that's only good for Easter.
But you know why she's wearing the bow, right?
I mean, bows are in style, but for some reason, Massachusetts makes it, or at least these particular prosecutors make these bows look very Mormon.
She's wearing the bow because of the kid.
Oh.
It was in her opening.
Oh.
And it's going to come back in her closing. That's why she's wearing the bow.
Oh, but let's see. I remember from another case, but that was in Florida, where the kid had, I believe, let's say it was a Mickey Mouse T-shirt, and the prosecutor walked around with a tie clip with Mickey Mouse on it. But he had to remove that because it was not proper.
Yeah, this is for Cora. This is someone in your comments said. This is to remind the jury of the little girl.
Okay, but here's my point on that. As a professional, wouldn't you be better served to honor the victim if you spent time making possibly the least shambolic case since Daryl Brooks was his own attorney? Wouldn't that be more honoring to the victim? And I get the point behind it, but it's so hollow and so crass when they spent not at all, coming up with this trial. And I don't know what justice looks like in this case. I'm not smart like that. But that really is beyond the pale to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the only thing that she seems to have put thought into and to be executing, as far as I can tell. She's doing a horrible job.
I think she put thought into other things too. I just think she's out of touch. And her putting thought into things is like Jeffrey Dahmer asking you over for dinner for a steak. Are you sure you want to?
There's just this
and she's clearly out-lawyered. She's so out-lawyered.
Yeah.
Justice can always be tinged with mercy, and even if you can't have compassion for the defendant, you can have compassion for the case. And therein is the rub. She is presenting this as though none of these things were ever offered to be stipulated as, and she's using them as a cudgel, and it's both of them, and it's very evident. So yes, I get where she intended to go with the bow. I get the symbolism behind it, but I find it very offensive that she put more thought into the symbolism of a bow than the case.
Yeah. And of course, she's acting as a standard prosecutor by refusing to stipulate things that she wants to take time and parade before the jury and use the emotional impact of them. Because I don't know, I just frequently find prosecutors won't stipulate to things if it's to their advantage to drag it out.
I don't think it is in this case, though. I think if you burn out the jury emotionally day 1, week 2 of a trial, and it's going to be a 6-week long trial, not only have you presented case or facts in an obviously obfuscative sort of way. So the jury not only trusts you within a week and 1 day, but now you have burnt out their emotions. So everything you want to have impact from now on is not going to, because they will emotionally protect themselves.
Right. It's like the old criminal defense maximum that if you have a really bad photograph or a horrendous video that really would shock people to see, the natural instinct is to play it once and never get it seen again. When in reality, it needs to be played over and over and over again to deaden the emotions of the jury, so it doesn't have that. You take the impact away by overplaying it. And this prosecutor doesn't understand that either.
But we're supposed to be talking about Canton. Sorry about bowing
No.
into Lindsay.
We always get derailed here. I mean,
we're in the
get
same
back
state.
to Canton. We will get back to Canton eventually.
I know it is more on
folks,
track
Canton
than we
won't go
usually
away for the next 5 years. There are 4 civil suits, 3 state and 1 federal. This won't go away for a long time because regardless of who wins, it will get appealed.
I just get really upset at these prosecutors with the medical side of things. Being a healthcare worker and having a chronic condition, I'm offended on a 2-part basis. Like, I'm offended by the amount of meds. Like, the freaking VA just sent me a box today of 90 lidocaine patches. Do I need 90? No. But, everything in bulk. But from a healthcare perspective, knowing how you treat certain things from a hospital and being inpatient and having worked in inpatient mental health for a short stint, emphasis on short, but I've done it, and having a chronic neuro condition where I've needed both physical and mental health care to deal with, I'm offended. And if I was on that jury, and if anybody on that jury has a chronic health condition and you are treating them, but you are treating her like, yes, we know she did something wrong. We are aware. But like, you can, like Mo has said multiple times, and I'm going to misquote you because that's what I do.
It's
but
fine.
You can
she probably said it anyway.
Acknowledge that a crime was committed, but have some sensitivity around the fact that this woman was sick.
Yeah.
Or even if you don't believe it, fake it. Again, there's a strategy behind this that bothers me on a kind of chess player professional level. This is the most shambolic presentation of a hard case. And we've gone through, it's not like there aren't examples. I think that the prosecutors in Daryl Brooks case did a wonderful job of removing a lot of the emotional impact by their strategic, picking of witnesses that could speak for a collective group. So they went out of their way to make it easy for the jury to digest with their demonstratives, with their timeline, with how they broke it down. And I've always been very appreciative of the attorneys who have that strategic mind as well, because it is sort of a chess game as well. It's not just the facts you have, it's how are people going to intake this? We are taking people who are essentially complete novices. It's like playing Dungeons and Dragons with a whole new set of newbies. They don't know the rules. They don't know how to play the dice, but you are having them judge this intricate D&D game. And you have to think about how your presentation is going to be picked up by them, because while you have to follow all of these very intricate D&D rules, you're being judged by people that don't know any of these rules exist. And they are looking at it at a totally different level. And I think as an outsider, as a twice college dropout, if I could make any suggestion based on just my general observations of lawyers in the last 4 years, is that there needs to be more input. Again, law is what you guys do, but you're also playing for an audience that doesn't understand the rules. So translating the law into humanity is a disconnect I've seen from a lot of attorneys. And it's just you guys spend a lot of time learning all these crazy rules. Like, I get it. I get you guys want to play to other smart people who know all the chess rules, but you're essentially playing for a bunch of morons who play cornhole. So,
and there's I don't know about lawyers, and I think I've asked this of a few lawyers before, and I don't remember if I've ever gotten a straight answer. But in OT school, it's called a therapeutic use of self. You have to find how you connect with someone and use it against them to get what you want. And are lawyers not taught how to talk to normal people?
No,
it's like
not in school.
No.
It's like we are literally sat down in front of each other, in front of the class, and here, ask this person this, and try to elicit some answers. Have a good day. And if you either pass or you fail, have fun.
There's no training in U.S. law school, at least, on any type of interpersonal skills, EQ type stuff. We don't get any of that. The only time we get anything like that is on the job, if you have good people that you are working for and that know how to train you. But it's interesting what Mo was saying about speaking to the jury. It kind of goes back to I think it's a still continuing debate in the patent litigation realm, where you have engineers like myself, patent attorneys, typically working on cases. If a case gets to trial, which it almost never does, but it can in rare cases, at that point, do you have the patent attorney try the case, or do you bring in a professional trial attorney who knows how to speak to the jury? And that trial attorney does not necessarily have, or probably doesn't have, a technical background. I always thought it was good to bring in a trial attorney because that trial attorney knows how to speak to another layperson.
Otherwise, you get a lane from Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Engineers just don't know how to speak to regular people.
Well, and I think that Reddington does a really good job, but there are some things that you can't teach, but I love to go on my stream. That's why we are forever behind. And I'm like, look what he did right here. This little pause right here and this drop in register, whether we are conscious to it or not, it conveys either gravitas or sorrow, or at least acknowledgement. And that's the other problem with the female attorneys. They have a smile in their voice, no matter how crass, glib, or absolutely ridiculous, like, was she a zombie?
Yeah.
The smile is still in her voice, when all that you would need to correct for that is to simply go to the lower end of your register if you're a female, because it does convey, like, if I go from this register where I'm really, really happy and I go, okay, so on the night of February, but it's those little tonal changes that, like, when she's trying to move to the incident in question and she's already dragged the witness through all of these happy memories, she kind of ambushes them because she doesn't change her tonal quality. Now, a normal person with a soul would be like, oh crap, we're going to go into this really craptastic part. I should probably not sound like I'm excited. So they'll go, moving forward to the night in February, and that kind of gives that subtle nonverbal clue that we are getting ready to talk about something bad. They don't do that, and it's very jarring for the witnesses, because normal humans
watching too.
Well, I swear to God, I called them the Borg, and I was like, was their human package not done downloading when they got here? Because they react to human families and, like, the concept of having a newborn, like someone who just got downloaded onto this planet.
Well,
and I mean, it started out with ripping the dad through the ringers.
That's right.
Lady, it's your witness. It's your witness. Stop cross-examining him. It's your witness.
What they put the dad, I mean, the amount of sympathy that this prosecutor has managed to generate for the defendant in this case is utterly remarkable to me. Not that it's misplaced, mind you, but that's not her job, is to elicit sympathy for the defendant.
Well,
right? Am I wrong, Mo? I mean,
it's not her job to seek convictions either. It's to seek justice.
But it's also the ridiculous notion, and they started it out. We've got the ridiculous notion that a woman who only experienced, based on everything they brought in, a woman who only experienced anxiety with her other children was right at the time when she would have to go back to work, breaking that infant mother bond. That was the only time that she seemed to display any sort of heightened anxiety in all of her children. And then the Commonwealth's, after extrapolating all the disparate information of the discovery, went with, she was tired of her kids and she was trying to fake it. And she did like this Spider-Man crawl, but gravity hates all of us. And then they've spent a week and almost 2 weeks, trying to say that she faked this attempt.
And then
which would have been
saying that.
And then to deny it. I need something to make
It's
sense.
insane.
Massachusetts.
Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I have to drop off, but I
Oh,
at least
no
wanted
worries.
to try to sneak in and see Nick since I
Yeah.
haven't managed to do it. Nick, keep
It's-
inviting me. Maybe
Yeah.
this will be a trend. Maybe I'll be able
Yeah.
to make it.
At least once a year. At least once a
Okay,
year.
guys. I'm sorry. See y'all later.
No worries.
Have a good,
Bye.
Bye.
good evening
Yeah.
and weekend.
Yeah.
See ya.
Have a good one. It's always good to have a dog here, even though I
feel
know
bad,
it's always for a
because I know
limited
we're
amount
gonna
of time.
derail.
Well,
But-
getting to the judge or not the judge, but the jury and like the interpersonal skills of talking to them, you have to talk to someone. I think, and like I said, not a lawyer, so I convey everything back to what I know: patient, provider. You have to talk to them and convey a lot of information that they have no idea about, but you also can't treat them like they're stupid. You have to find this
No.
happy medium and walk this line of treating them like they're intelligent people while conveying a bunch of stuff that they might not have any clue about what the hell you're talking about. And you have to walk this. And I can't imagine it's much different for a lawyer talking to a jury. You have to convey complex information in a way that doesn't make someone feel like you're treating them like they're stupid and you're a condescending jerk. And I feel
Yeah,
like
and
these two are condescending jerks.
Well, and you'll notice it a lot in me because I'll start a thought and I'll be like, or I'll say something and then I'll say, that being said, because my brain is constantly working like that. I will say something and then my brain has thought of 3 counter arguments
I buffer.
that no, it's just already come up with 3 counter arguments that if I were on the opposing side, I would say, well, this is bullshit, and this is bullshit, or have you considered this? So I already am my worst enemy, and I would think that all lawyers would think that way because you're essentially having to argue your thought for your living. But no, apparently you're picking bows.
The ugliest ones too.
Now I have had an advantage because I've been in labor and employment my entire career. I've been contracted to the same union for the past 30, and I have to talk to people. And then also my boss a long time ago, he told me, yeah, here's how to improve. Read poetry. Read the classic poetry, because that allowed me to get a certain tone in, a certain melody in how I talk.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. Why do you think I watch people? Because you guys fascinate me down at the bottom of it. But I also know that there are a lot of perspectives that my life, doesn't afford me. So I love learning new perspective, new things. And you are never lost in an argument if you're willing to say humbly that I didn't think of that perspective and go back and interrogate your own.
I feel like if you think you know everything, you know nothing.
No,
Because
I am
you
very
stop
comfortable in
learning.
my ignorance.
Well, that's the thing. If the people who I feel like walk around thinking they're the smartest person in the room don't truly know anything because they're not willing to admit that they're not the smartest person in the room and learn from those who are.
Now, I do have a question as someone who hasn't been keeping up with the whole Canton shenanigans, because honestly, to my neurospicy brain, the Karen Read case becoming the case of all cases has still confused me. I cannot figure it out. I do not understand it. I keep trying to get into it and I'm like, I don't get it. I really just don't.
It is the framework of the corruption that has been exposed more and more. So people
it's all the tangenty things that I guess I'm like, it's so much.
It's the rabbit holes of corruption.
Yeah. At the very core of it, should have been a vehicular manslaughter case. Should have been. Drunk, backed up, hit. If they kept it to just that, yeah. But they decided to, no, she meant it. Let's go for murder too. And then all the shenanigans happened and got revealed. Largely because of, it took almost a year before TurtleBoy actually started reporting it. And only because, apparently, according to Hayden himself, one of John O'Keefe's colleagues called Hayden or contacted Hayden saying, you need to take a look at this because there's some shit going on here. And then everything took off. And then everything, the corruption of the cops, how they absolutely botched this investigation. And also, then in the middle of it, we found out about Sandra Birchmore and the botching of her case. And there's an overlap of investigators between those two cases. And on the top of it all, you have DA Morrissey, Meatball Morrissey, who, if you have seen the hostage video, where he goes, he has, what is 6-minute video, where he these were just witnesses. There are absolutely no evidence whatsoever. And then the next week, oh yeah, there is. So I believe this is what happens when big fish in a small pond still thinks it's a small pond, even though, oh really? No, this is now international news. And you have
I know I'm not a cop, so I always preface this with civilian here. However, I have lived in a city with a significant amount of crime. I have also known cops in that city. I still have friends who are cops in that city. And the thought of them finding someone's body on a lawn in front of a house and not even thinking to go in that house, it boggles the mind.
Yeah. I've asked cop friends over here. Oh yeah, I actually have friends who are police officers over here.
Wait, you have friends? Just kidding.
I know. We're calling objection facts not an evidence on 2 counts. Your Honor likes to state.
I asked ChatGPT to make up a story about me having cop friends.
Were they called a sucker? Or have they sent people to prison? I told Nick that my retirement plan is to go over to Sweden and call every police officer a C holster until I get prison, because their prisons are good. I mean, 3 meals a day,
3 hots and a cot, TV.
Yeah, I mean, and it's Sweden, so I'm sure I get like a complimentary ABBA outfit, and I can learn.
Oh, well, I mean,
Mo, you're my favorite.
Now,
no, the fact is that this is a legitimate thought as per my retirement. Like, this is one of like the 5 different things besides selling bathwater that I do have as a possibility.
Now, in Sweden, we have more or less, we have 4 levels of prisons. You have the, what do you call it?
Ladies' prison.
Low risk, medium risk, high risk, and speciality. So low risk always white collar.
Our own room in speciality?
Speciality you don't want to go to.
No, I was wondering if it was like my own room with my own TV.
That's for gangs.
Oh well, I think I'm
gangs, serial
looked at
killers,
the Swedish
and stuff
gangs,
like that.
Nick, and I don't think I'm gonna blend.
No. For some odd reason, you would not blend in with Swedish gangs.
I know, it's very odd. I was going to join it. And oddly enough, I was looking up pictures and doing my own research with my ChatGPT friend myself, and that was not going to be an option.
Every time I leave the house, I remind myself that I suck at peopling, and I don't want to be commissary queen.
Pretty much.
But as you say, the thing that they didn't go in, let's say, the fact that they knew at that morning was there's a dead police officer on the lawn. There was a party in the house where John O'Keefe was on his way to. And they didn't even check to see, are the people in the house okay?
That was a really good point. I never even considered that.
Yeah. And that is one of the things, because of the people who went there directly, you have Jen McCabe. Her sister was in the house, And not once did she think of, is my sister okay? A dead guy. And anybody in chat, on panel, if your sister lived in a house and a dead person was found on the lawn of that house, would you not rush in to see if they were okay? I would.
Yes.
Jen McCabe didn't. Because allegedly she knew they were okay.
Well, wasn't that the story that she didn't want to run into their room because Chloe didn't like people coming in?
Yeah,
yeah.
But
like people.
Yeah, eventually, she did run in, but somehow this German Shepherd Belgian Malinois mix, who was known for not liking people, not liking strangers or people or anything, or being surprised or anything, didn't make a sound, apparently. Which goes to the bite mark on the arm. And Chloe, the reason why nobody heard Chloe bark that morning when there was a fucking fireworks show outside was because Chloe the dog was already gone. So
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's so much into just the fact. Oh, this is clearly from these scratches, which everybody with a functioning brain dog bites.
Yeah, or even running across.
No, it's from jagged... it was from a taillight.
No, well, no, not a taillight. There's no way that those are going to be made by, but actual glass. Like if there had been a plate glass or a mirror somewhere, I could see some marks of that nature coming by. But yes, with all the fact patterns available, they look like dog bites to every functional person. They look like a dog bite.
Yeah.
I mean,
and there's a dog in the house. Poof. Yeah.
Mind blown. A plus B, 1 + 1 always equals 2.
Yeah. But eventually, 2 trials, Karen Read acquitted, except for driving while intoxicated, DUI. Or driving under the influence. Yeah. But she got 1 year probation, and that's gone. I mean, yeah. So now she can drive again, I think. So, but now for these civil suits, there's been a lot of back and forth. And this is from a couple of days ago, I think. When was this? This trial channel uploaded it a day ago. Oh, this is from August 6th. It is now August 7th. So, yesterday. And this is after Hayden Carney skipped his deposition. And we went through this a little bit. My personal opinion is that Hayden, although done stupidly, is testing the waters. Because on the other side, everybody and their grandmother and the kitchen sink tries to postpone or skip depositions entirely. And nobody gets sanctioned. Hayden, who is just a witness, with all the excuses he made, or I can't that day, I will plead the 5th anyway, so you don't, just useless to have me there. And whatever reasons he gave on social media. First of all, Hayden, like you, I don't always agree with you, especially not here. This is a civil case. Pleading the 5th here can be used against you.
Oh.
It's a civil case. A jury in a future trial can draw references from pleading the 5th. In a criminal trial, the jury is instructed to not draw any references, or even it could be a mistrial if somebody pleads the 5th on the stand. This is not one of these cases. You should have thought this through, and especially I think you should have told your attorney. I don't think he did. No, he's not a party to this case, but he is a witness.
If I've learned one thing, it's when you have a lawyer, I'm not communicating with anybody. It's like, you can talk to my lawyer.
Yeah.
I will tell my lawyer that I can't make it, and it's his responsibility because that's what I'm paying him for.
Yeah.
I am not talking to you because I am not getting in a situation like this where I told you supposedly something and you were going to say that I never told you and did this.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's check, because this is quite early into this. This judge holds more or less, keep me updated hearing every 2 weeks or something like that. So that that is good. But, and also the judge's snark I also like. I'm not agreeing with some of his rulings, but and as Freeze says, he has not been sanctioned yet. No, he has not. But I believe this is the first time somebody has filed a motion to compel, including sanctions. Because here's another thought. This is the first. Now they have opened the door for asking for sanctions and everything. Now the floodgates might be opened for everybody asking the judge to sanction everybody else. That's one of the things I should ask Doug about that. If you know, more or less, don't open the door for something that you can get back in your face. And Mr. Dillard, you have a very revolving door slappable face and attitude.
He reminds me of one of Tyler Robinson's lawyers, Richard Novak. They're like the same weird vibe. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but like he's the East Coast version of that guy.
Yeah.
I call him Dickie Novak because he annoys the hell out of me.
Yeah. And Jeffrey, I know Hayden is just he's a third party witness, but if this goes to trial and he pleads the fifth, regardless of which questions, then the other side can look at the jury and say, look how he is protecting Karen Read. And then they can draw inferences from it, which they are not allowed in a criminal trial, but they can do in a civil trial. He's being deposed the 17th. Yeah. But unless his criminal case is thrown out, he kind of still has to plead the fifth. And
he has another criminal case apparently in New Jersey.
Yeah, I covered that a few days ago. It's absolutely stupid.
Oh,
Because I am so at sea most of the time because I haven't been keeping up. So I did want to ask about the latest charge. Is it in relation to his reporting about Sandra Birchmore and Karen Read?
No, this New Jersey thing, it is a woman with the initial LS that's the woman who a few years ago catfished Paul O'Keefe.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's the part I didn't know.
Yeah. So that's the woman who is married to a lawyer who tried to catfish Paul O'Keefe into revealing stuff, doing stuff. More or less, she did it to humiliate Paul O'Keefe. Of course, Hayden reported on this because she gave him the story. And then she decided she didn't get enough credit for doing this.
Uh-huh.
And she went, haywire. She started to create multiple accounts on social media, claiming no, and then claiming no, this is Hayden's false accounts, not mine. Yeah, and it's I went through a few days ago, Bedrow, asking the New Jersey prosecutor for Brady material, in which Bedrow listed a bunch of things she had said to other people that Yeah, those were her accounts. Yeah, she falsified these images. She claimed her sister died of a date rape assault thingy. She doesn't have a sister. She told that story to gain sympathy. And also, she told the story about her father, who is a judge. Her father is not a judge.
Is her husband even a lawyer?
Well, apparently that has been confirmed that her husband is a lawyer. Yeah. So
2 out of 3.
now she reported him. Now in New Jersey, she reported Hayden for cyber harassment, because of course, when she went haywire, Hayden reports about it. She reported him for cyber harassment because he mentioned her by name, and somehow the New Jersey prosecutor decided to open a case against Hayden. Yeah, so that's the story on that. That's the story on that.
Oh, well, thank you for letting me know. That's why I'm so glad that, you and other creators are out doing all the stories, because there's so many to cover.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard to get into the Karen Read / TurtleBoy universe because it's so much.
It is very dense, and if you cannot be a casual person in the Karen Read universe. You have to be all in.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't cover that much of it, but I do follow it. So you could. What I'm doing is a casual follower. There are other channels who solely does the Karen Read, Hayden, Carney things, and I understand because it's so much to cover. I could easily 7 days a week produce videos and streams about only this case. Here's the thing, folks. Not all of this is interesting, to me at least.
I get bored easily with stuff, so I have to switch around.
Most of the filings I'm not interested in. But this here, because this is can be a change in momentum within this lawsuit. That interests me. Who's drinking? Apparently me, because now I believe we are at a spin on the wheel of regrets.
Ooh, coffee schnapps. That sounds good.
Yeah, but that's the last one of the... Yeah, so I only had one left. So... Dun, 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 it's the wheel of regrets. Oh, for fuck's sake. To start with... All right. Well, as you know, we Swedes, we like putting everything in a tube. This is the Swedish word for horseradish.
Oh, I would have sucked at spelling in Sweden too. I was hoping maybe there'd have been a chance I could have been a Swedish prodigy, but no.
And this is a completely new, so I have to open it. What?
Oh, it was decided.
It's prematured. Prematured. Yeah.
I'm so glad that the word that wanted to pop out of my mouth did not, which is why you should be glad that I don't drink a whole lot.
All right.
I had to stop myself from making a comment.
Yeah. Well, ladies, you no.
You need a bigger spoon.
Enough. Let's see.
One eyebrow goes up.
Oh. Do I have paper? I don't have.
I don't know. You should always have candy on your desk because you put the oddest things on your regret wheel. I would have like candies. I would have my favorite candy.
Well, it's a wheel of regrets, not a wheel of fun. It's not supposed to be enjoyable.
No, but It's a wheel of regrets. I'm strategically prepared for each and every one of those regrets with the antidote.
Oh,
I'm not a
that's true. Good point.
masochist. I mean, all the time.
Some of these are good. I mean, look at this.
Maybe mixed with stuff, but the.
I mean, look at this. I have licorice vodka.
No, that's not good.
I have chili soaked garlic cloves.
That's not good.
And then I have the old smoky salty caramel in there.
But you're almost out of that.
Yeah. Then I have
I'm gonna need to send you a refill.
Sambal oelek, which is chili paste. So I have a mix. Let's just say that I have a mix. All right. Let's listen now to what might be a shift in momentum regarding lawyers asking the court to sanction other people, because nobody has done that thus far. Even though there's been plenty of opportunities, nobody has done it.
Morning, Your Honor. May I proceed?
Please.
Morning, everyone. The matter is before the Court of Civil Action 2483 CV00692. Paul O'Keefe, individually and personal representative of the estate of John Joseph O'Keefe III et al. Versus CNC Hospitality LLC, doing business as C&F McCarthy's et al. Your Honor, for the plaintiffs, we have attorneys Daniel Buck and Mark Diller present by way of Zoom. For the defendant C&F McCarthy's, we have attorneys Tamara Holstag and Lincoln Rose. For defendant Waterfall, we have attorney John Dealey and Asset, I believe. And for defendant Reed, we have attorney Sarah Shipley and Aaron Rosenberg.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, excuse me. So, Attorney Diller, do you want me to tell me your perspective of discovery at this point?
Sure, Your Honor. 25 depositions have occurred. There are still another 21 that are outstanding.
Discovery cutoff is August 17th, and they have 21 depositions to get through.
A number of depositions had been noticed to occur that everybody was prepared to occur, and they were canceled at the 11th hour. I believe mostly by witnesses, but they're still on the docket to be occurring. There were several substantive depositions that are pretty significant to the parties in this case that ended up being canceled at the 11th hour that still need to happen. And I expect that from those depositions, there will be follow-up questions that require further discovery.
When you say substantive depositions, tell me which depositions you're referring to.
Well, notably, Hayden Carney, Your Honor, failed to attend his deposition, which was scheduled on the 30th. We're preparing a motion to compel for sanctions. He then went on his live stream that evening and said that
I don't need to hear all the details. Just get your motion filed.
Yeah, Judge, no, not interested. But yeah, this is Dillard saying motion to compel with sanctions, and this is actually the first 10 days before the discovery cutoff. Now he asked for sanctions, and it's for a third-party witness. Not a party to the case, a third-party witness. And this is after all the shenanigans with everybody else. I mean, you have, what's in the face? I want to say Laura Albert, or whatever her name is. She skipped it without telling anybody her deposition. They didn't ask for sanctions. Okay, let's reschedule. They just notified the court this happened and moved on. But Hayden who actually have his form of receipts. He emailed, he called. I can't that day, and due to a family emergency, I have to babysit my kids. I mean, a lot of explanations. And now, so he didn't do this unannounced. It's just that, did he do it the proper way through his attorney? No. Which is not recommended. Let's just say that. But again, nobody has asked for sanctions up until Dillard did this right now. So I believe that this is Hayden testing the waters to see, well, if they can get away with stuff, why can't I? And if I can't get away with things, why did they? So I believe he is looking for somewhere to get depending on how the judge addresses this, there's no ruling yet, to try to get in a motion to, now as a third-party witness, I'm not sure if he can, but they're claiming that the judge isn't unbiased. So but I don't know. I haven't talked to Hayden in quite a while. I wouldn't ask him what his strategy is, because first of all, it's none of my business. Second of all, I don't want to know. I like to speculate. But I heard that Brother Counsel did a video today, and he actually believed that Hayden might be sanctioned. But also, this now opens up for everybody going for sanctions going forward. So be careful for what you wish for, Mr. Dillard, because your clients have not, let's just say your clients have not been cooperative as well.
Yeah, I do wonder if he realizes what he's opening the door to. I mean, it does seem rather dumb to want to be this militant when your own clients aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I don't think he does. I don't think he cares.
No, I don't think he cares, because
I don't think he's a forethought.
This is the same Attorney Dillard who accused Karen Read of saying certain words in one of her interviews / recordings for a documentary, whatever it was, where he claimed to the court, she said this. Eventually, they went into a separate room and played that recording, in which Mr. Dillard came out and said, "I'm sorry, I was mistaken," to the judge. And they didn't ask for sanction when he fucked up that badly. Because he, as an attorney, has an obligation to the court to not be a fucking moron.
He's failing.
Yeah. And now he asked for sanctions for this. Yeah, congratulations. Depending on the judge's decision, now you just open the floodgates. And that is why I also say, folks, this won't be done within the next year. Remember, Depp v. Heard, from the moment he sued her in the US, it took 4 years before it ended.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Depp v. Heard, 2 people, 2 celebrities, took 4 years. This is going to drag on for a while, regardless of if the judge says, no, we're having trial that date. It's not going to happen. I can almost promise it's not going to happen.
Now, with repeated delays and all of this, can everyone be open to sanctions then if there are repeated delays, if this becomes another kind of sanction on you kind of thing?
It can. Depends on the attorneys. But here's the thing. He only represents his own client. And if the client is okay with it, he's going to gun for it. Because his client might not care about the others. Same with every lawyer here. They only represent their own client's interests.
Yeah, so that hasn't happened yet. Miss Reed's.
It was filed today, by the way. And it's already on the docket, which Karen Read's team has taken an offense to, because several of her motions for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, is still not on the docket. But Dillard files against Carney, and it's immediately on the docket. So now they filed a motion about, hey, Judge, what's going on?
Suspended deposition has not finalized. It was
Karen Read has been deposed. Now they want to talk to her again. Also very common in civil cases. You get them in a deposition, you get a lot of information, you get discovery, and you discover, yeah, we need to ask more questions. And there's a new round of depositions. The judge wants everything done by the 17th.
Supposed to have occurred, and for logistics reasons between all the parties, that was moved to another future date, so it hasn't occurred yet. There's also, I know that we're still have a 30B6 of one of the bars that is outstanding.
Not sure what the 30B.
Is it scheduled?
It was scheduled and it's come off the calendar, but is being rescheduled based on availability, and that's being discussed between the parties.
Here's an interesting fact. There's statistics presented, at least over here, that an attorney is more credible if he has a deep voice. I think that might be the case, but also a deep voice will never hide that you're a fucking moron.
No, you can have the best voice and the best tonal quality. If you're still spouting BS, it's still going to be nice sounding BS.
Yeah, exactly.
He just looks like he's got a stick up his butt, and he's like a puppet. He doesn't look like the words that are coming out of his mouth are his own words. Like he doesn't even believe his own bullshit.
Hey. Arcus chicken. Oh, that will be interesting when later on, because in one of the cases, if it is Dillard who claims he will hire expert to counter Arca. Problem is, he has not announced it to the court that he has hired experts, because if you have an expert, everybody else needs to know about it. To this day, Mr. Dillard, in any of the cases, has told the court, yeah, I have hired experts. And discovery is 10 days from now.
My goodness.
Yeah. Interesting, but just an interesting side. Now, it will be postponed. There will be plenty of time for everybody to, yeah, we got this expert. Yeah, we need to see his conclusions. And it's a one-page summary, and then everybody will be mad about it's just a summary. They want to know more, but the expert doesn't need to say more. Yeah. It's welcome to the clusterfuck of civil cases. Now, I don't do this type of civil cases, but labor and employment law over here is exclusively civil. I have let's see here. Yeah, that's not my current oldest case is 7 years old. And that's labor and employment. Yay. We might get it to a conclusion before the guy retires. Maybe. We started this when he was 51. He's now 58. And retirement age is 65. So, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to offer anything else?
I'm sure I could offer a lot, but for now, that's probably a good stopping point.
Yeah, because everything else is you trying to talk about what Hayden talked about his live show, which he did later that day on the 30th, which is in his motion to compel. He brings up that, well, he had a live show, and you couldn't hear the kids in that live show. It's a 30-minute show. His kids are, what are they? 8 and 10. They can entertain themselves for 30 minutes. Seriously. Mo, how many kids do you have?
6.
Yeah.
Last count.
Yeah, last count. Six children. And but if you disregard the youngest, most feral, how often do we hear them?
Not as much. Youngest, most feral is determined to be a YouTuber, I think from birth. Yeah. So he is definitely always attempting to come on stream.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, will he do racing? Will he do Jackass?
I'm pretty sure Jackass. He is confused how us olds can sit here and watch trials and laugh. He is confused about, he's like, you're watching a trial? Like, what is so funny all day? And I was like, well, really inappropriate dark humor.
Did you just say olds?
Well, yes. He's like, how do you olds even do it? Now, to preface this, anyone over the age of 19 isn't old to him, which I can kind of understand being 10. But anyone over the age of 19 is ancient to him. We are ready for the retirement homes.
I'm ready for the retirement home. Give me a wheelchair, a margarita, and like send me on my way, and we will have races in the nursing home. I am ready. However, the rest of my life,
someone else to just come into my room and tidy it up, just like, oh, you're having a bad day, can't find your hairbrush, and then someone comes in and helps me find my hairbrush, and I'm like, I really was having a bad day, thanks for help. Then they go back away.
My youngest nephew had his first birthday this past weekend, and it was so fun. So we a bunch of people gathered, including my oldest niece. She's 21, came down from where she lives. And youngest nephew, his older brother is 4. And a lot of new people. And he looked at me and he looked at her and he asked, are you brother and sister? And I was, yeah. And she was horrified. I mean, what?
Out of the mouth.
Yes, we're all image. But how would he know? He's 4. She's 21. Yeah. That's an eternity.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, believe me, the kids will just say the things that you never want to say, and you may have to change Walmart.
You can't change Walmarts. I have to drive like an hour.
Yeah, well, when your 4-year-old decides to loudly, because his baby brother's in his car seat, looks at you, we're standing in the dairy section, he looks at you with a look of disgust, and then looks at the older man standing next to you, looking at the milk, and he's like, you know what? My mom could squeeze out milk, but we have to buy it. Can you believe that? Like, just serious, just like... And he's like, and she also squeezes out babies, but she says she's not doing that anymore. And that's how we found new Walmarts.
Well, lucky for you, there's a bunch of them.
I just love that he was so irritated that I was not pulling my weight as the family. He's like, she could squeeze it out. We wouldn't have to be buying this milk, but no, she refuses to pull her weight. Like,
oh, that's so funny.
I was like, yes, I do. Let's get the cow juice.
Kids say the darnest things. Oh, let's see. I'm going to do that. And come on, there. Do I still? Not that one. There. Do I still have it? Do I still have it? Do I still have it? Yeah, folks. And once in a while, I do this. Folks, in September, I'm going to the United States. I'm going to Indiana, specifically. I'm going to visit Delphi, Indiana, again, because the diaper Nazis there seems to have forgotten about me, so I need to show my face there. I will also visit Flora, Indiana, to do some coverage of the Flora 4, because it's now almost 10 years since the Flora 4 was killed in an arson. I read through the investigation. There's a clear suspect, has always been, but somehow he's still out there. So I'm going to do a couple of episodes about that, and I'm going up to Hamlet, Indiana, for a documentary idea I have under the working name of Finding Fossler.
Ooh.
It is about the Arizona case, if you remember it. The Arizona case where Aaron Spencer unalived his daughter's groomer and rapist, Michael Fossler. Now, Aaron Spencer, that case is now dismissed. He's actually free. He is now spending time with family, and he is looking forward to winning the local primary for new sheriff, because he wants to do a cleanup down in Arizona. Now, why am I going to Hamlet, Indiana for this? Well, because Michael Fossler in the 80s was police chief and school resource officer in Hamlet, Indiana.
It's Arkansas. Or not Arizona.
Oh, sorry, Arkansas. Yeah. Arizona, Arkansas, potato, tomato. And so I'm because I'm furious I can't find things on Michael Fossler. So I'm going directly to Hamlet, Indiana, to find people, to find information. Now, in order for me to do that as successfully as possible, now the plane ticket is done. Rented a car, that's done. Rented a hotel in Indianapolis, that is done. But I still, because I don't know what expenses I'm going to have. So if you want to support my work in Indiana in September, between September 10th and September 24th, the link to my PayPal is pinned in the chat. The money that goes through PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee goes exclusively to my work in Indiana in September. That was today's grifting time. All right. Now, of course, I'm grateful for everything. Nothing is necessary, because today's economy is not that great. I completely understand. Only give what you have if you have it, and if you want to. But if you're choosing between bread and me, choose bread. Yes. It's not even an issue. This is for the people who goes to Starbucks 3 times a day. One of them, hand it this way.
There's so many other coffee shops here besides Starbucks.
Yeah, that's the one people, at least I know about.
You need to do a coffee tour of the U.S. Just hit up local coffee shops.
Well, we drink coffee over here, not with the additives you use. All right. Let's continue.
Okay. Attorney Rosenberg.
Thank you, Your Honor. So from our perspective, we've taken 13 depositions. We have 3 more that are scheduled for dates certain before or including the 17th. We then have only 6 depositions that have yet to be scheduled because of witness issues. One of those obviously is Colin Albert, as you're aware. The others are just logistics with witness availability. Just to kind of get ahead of what I think we're going to be discussing, our proposal is that we're close and we think we're going to get almost all the way there by the 17th. We would not object to parties doing some cleanup depositions, obviously, in the week or 2 that follow the 17th by agreement. And I doubt that anyone would object to that. We've spoken with the other defendants about that, and my understanding is they're okay with that. So I don't think we need an extension of your deadline. We've worked hard to get there, and I think we've gotten, at least from my perspective, close enough. I'm sure you wish we'd gotten fully there, but I think we're very close. So I would ask we stick with the deadline. We set expert deadlines thereafter, and we continue to move the case forward.
This is really clear. This is Karen Read's attorney. Well, one of her attorneys. This is a challenge to opposing side. Yeah, we think we're good. What are they going to say? No, please, judge, because either he's forcing their hand to make them ask for an extension, or they agree with him or are forced to agree with him. Yeah, we can do that. Which brings us to what we said, what I talked about earlier, experts. The others, especially Karen Read, they have already, I believe, announced a few of the experts they are going to use. Other side, 0. So he's trying to force the hand of the opposing side to, present your experts. Let's see what you have that can go up against ARCA. You know, the guys who the feds use, who the NFL uses for, I mean, and folks, there are antis out there that say, oh, ARCA, they clearly were biased and everything, yada, yada, yada. Fuckers, do you think that this multi-million-dollar company, ARCA, would risk everything with the feds by being biased in a $50,000 case for them? No! I mean, the very idea is so ludicrous. Why would they risk that?
This is the dumbest case ever.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen dumb cases, and then this is like
yeah.
I still never understood what they think they're going to get out of this case. A wrongful death when she was found innocent.
No, now civil. It's the 50-50 with the feather on one side compared to beyond reasonable doubt. Yeah, but in a civil case, ARCA can say a lot more. They were banned by Judge Bev to say they were actually hired by the Department of Justice to check these the crash reconstruction things. How could this have happened? They weren't allowed to say they were hired by the FBI or the DOJ. In the civil case, originally the feds asked us to check in on this because there's something really, really wrong in Norfolk County with the cops. I mean, you really want to open yourselves up to that? It's stupid. But somehow the O'Keefes were convinced by somebody that this was worth it. And they are probably spending money that are John's kids or his niece and nephew. The life insurance money are probably spent on this, because Paul O'Keefe, he's not a wealthy man. The parents are retired. Where's the money coming from? Well, from the money that is supposed to guarantee the future of John's niece and nephew. That is the money they are spending. No.
It's sad, and if I were those kids, I would have some serious, like,
Yeah.
and I know they're young. But.
Yeah, and I hope they're getting the love and support. I mean, and I say that with the realization that I have seen, Pat not so good times and only in trial. So I don't know her as a person, and I don't know Paul as a person, but I hope someone is putting those children first. But I don't know that that's happening, and it would make me pissed off.
Okay. On behalf of McCarthy's?
Good morning, Your Honor. I would agree that the parties have made a ton of progress. As has been discussed, over 24 depositions have occurred in a short period of time. There are several more to go. I count 17 left to go. Of those, only 3 of them are noticed depositions on behalf of CF McCarthy's.
If Diller took the case on contingency, oh, he's fucked.
I hope he did.
Yeah, because this case takes up all of his time that he could be using by doing an ambulance chasing somewhere else. I mean, seriously. If you took this on contingency, he's fucked. Now, contingency is I get paid if you get paid. But they still have costs, which means, remember the Maya case? Where the attorneys had to go to loan money in order to keep running the show. They have to borrow money from specific lenders. And those lenders always want their money. You can never get away from that.
No.
So if they do that and dismisses it, or if things goes in favor for Karen Read, they still want their money. And Dillard is not going to pay it. This is something, he's only representing the family. They have to pay it. Because they have to sign off on them lending money to keep this case going. And if I remember correctly, in the Maya case, who sadly was appealed, and the appeal was successful for the John Dropkit's hospital in all but, 2 of the counts. And I think they owe over $1 million. And now they have to start over with new attorneys, because apparently Maya's first attorney, according to her lawsuit against her attorney there, he made inappropriate advances on her.
That got so messy.
I had to stay away from that one, so I'm not up to date. I will be very transparent.
I haven't covered it at all. It's just I learned about it, and it's absolutely horrific.
I read through it, and I was like, I was gonna talk about it, but I was like, this is something I got to read through before I talk about. Yeah. And then I read it, and I'm like, nope, not talking about this.
Yeah, it's a horrifying case, and it boils down to that government officials and hospital officials have so successfully lobbied against politicians that they have immunity against almost anything. and it's absolutely ridiculous. How they treated Maya is actually legal because they have immunity. It's absolutely insane.
They stole her from her family and then proceeded to on a person who could be non-ambulatory, and as a person who has what Maya has. I've only had it a couple times where I cannot move, and I physically need Mr. Mo to take. We have a rolling chair, and but to leave a young child without the ability to use the facilities to test the reality of her diagnosis that has already been diagnosed by one of the leading researchers in RSD and now CRPS. It is beyond the pale how they treated that little girl.
Volusia one's in the chat and said, "Don't say immunity. It's my trigger word."
Yeah, there is way too much immunity against government officials.
Listening to the therapist testify, I know exactly what those MFers did. They thought she was a difficult patient, and they waited till she was out of the room at a test or whatever to attempt to see her, and then go write their note saying patient not appropriate for session due to so-and-so test. And then you can say, well, she's not participating in therapy because she's never there, and they can drop her. And that is their excuse for not seeing her. It's so bad because I know exactly what they were doing. Like, because I worked on acute care. I didn't work with pediatrics, but I worked on acute care as an OTA, and I know exactly how the process goes. And to hear, it's like the therapists, the people who are supposed to be helping more than the doctors, because doctors, nurses, no offense to them, but they don't help you work on getting your strength back and getting your function back. That's therapy. To hear the therapist testify, I wanted to break my computer. I was so mad.
I couldn't watch most of the trial. It was when I was newly diagnosed, and I wasn't in a good place. I started YouTube maybe 2 years after my diagnosis. And what they don't tell you about these diagnoses is that you kind of, it's a roller coaster because you think you've got the diagnosis and you're going to have answers now, but medical science just it's an art. They don't know everything. And I that is the most upsetting thing is I'm going in as a patient. I know you are a learned person, but you don't know everything. So please admit that.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of these diagnoses which are relatively new to medical science. There are a lot of doctors out there that don't believe in some of them. You have doctors out there that still thinks, let's treat that, whatever it is, with barbiturates. I mean, really old school opiates. They are still around. Well, not many of them anymore. But then you have the next generation. No, benzos is the best thing since sliced bread. Which benzos can help. Absolutely. Also highly addictive. Extremely addictive when administered to the wrong people. I mean, seriously. And now we have...
Oh, that's a rabbit hole that I could do a whole...
It's just you're playing with ginormous things, but you're also playing with people's lives. I get that the medical industrial complex in America and elsewhere, even in places that have nationalized healthcare, you're still running into this problem with, doctors have an increased patient load and are being required to see more patients with less time. So I'm not a genius, but it doesn't seem like a recipe for keeping any of us healthy.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm in the generation where dentists didn't believe in anesthesia. My dad is in the generation where the biggest thing was to drill holes in teeth and inject amalgam, which is more or less a quicksilver compound.
That hurts just thinking about it.
Yeah. It's not that long ago, folks. Well, depending on your age, but it's not that long ago. So now the dentist industry have finally caught up with actual science. Some of the medical professionals out there, I mean, for instance, why are men and women's heart attacks treated the same way when it's a clear difference between a woman having a heart attack and a man having a heart attack? Well, it's because all the previous testings was on men.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, is that the frontier of female science and to an a even, you know, other important and kind of not talked about different ethnicities.
Yep.
You know, all the studies were, you know, usually older white men, and that's great that we have a sort of pool for you guys, but we don't have, you know, studies for different things, and there are known different, you know, diseases that target different ethnicities, but we don't have study, you know, databases for those. So I wish that they would be a little bit more humble about what they don't know, and and be more honest about being an art. They call it the art of practicing medicine, which is the most cover your ass statement of employment I have ever heard, and I love it. I love that this is like, look, we don't really know what we're just playing at the art of acting like a doctor.
I will say it time and time again. I'm a lymphedema therapist, and I had a patient one time tell me, who was diagnosed with lymphedema, tell me, I told my doctor that I thought I had lymphedema, had all the hallmarks, you know, told me, and I quote, "You can't tell me that because I don't know how to treat it." So you not being adequate enough to treat lymphedema, you're telling your patient that they can't possibly have it because you don't know how to treat it. It's called, I don't know how to treat it. Let me send them to a lymphedema therapist, an outpatient, and have them, the people who are trained and who took hours and hours and hours and hours and spent a lot of time, energy, money, and took a certification test on how to treat lymphedema, I will let them do it because they know what the hell they're doing. But how can a doctor admit that people know more than they do?
As Chloe says here, it's so important to have a doctor that can say, I don't know, and one that can accept that your symptom exists, even if they don't know why they are happening.
And I'm not saying that diagnostics isn't one of the hardest parts of medicine. There are so many symptoms that can be, you know, multi-indicative of a disease. You know, you have anxiety, which is a diagnosis in and of itself for mental health, but also a diagnostic criteria in many other symptomologies. So I get that it's complex. I get that you guys have had a lot of school and you are really good at what you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be a doctor, or at least, God, I hope not. Please do not tear down my last delusion of hope in this society. I am still sleeping safely. Look, I have given up the fact that we are ruled by intelligent reptilians. We are not. They're stupid reptilians. I've given up that. But I need I still need to pretend that Patch Adams is not fiction, okay? That some doctors go in there and come out still human. I have to, because if not, some days it's...
I thought Patch Adams was based on a real doctor.
I know, but one out of the bajillion practicing is not good odds for them all, you know, being good, compassionate people. So, and I say that with tongue in cheek because I actually have a really good doctor now who does listen and pay attention and take extra time. But it took me 6 years to get there, and 7 doctors.
one of which is scheduled to take place on August 11th within the current timeline and tracking order deadline. The other two are two folks that were scheduled to go forward, and then there was a sudden family emergency, which we, of course, accommodated. And
that's interesting because Hayden claimed family emergency, and of course, we accommodated it. Dillard asked for sanctions.
That just needs to be rescheduled with our counsel, and we're actively doing that. I also echo Mr. Rosenberg's comments and Mark's. The parties have been working and talking amongst each other about whether there needs to be any extension of the discovery deadline. We're fine if other people in the court are okay with us completing discovery that's already been pending shortly after the discovery deadline and trying to wrap everything up. I do note that some of that does seem to depend, though, on third parties, some of which haven't been as necessarily compliant, so I'm not sure how that is going to all track. I can't predict the future there. For CF McCarthy's, I also agree with Mr. Rosenberg that we need some firm deadlines after the close of discovery for staggered plaintiff's expert disclosures and also then defendant's expert disclosures probably 45 days after the plaintiff's. And
yeah, that's on you, Dillard. Where's your fucking experts?
Yeah, and well, okay, so I did want to bring this up. So it does look like, and I've just been perusing X to try to keep up since I'm a day behind on Clancy, but it does look like the defense has put in a motion for another witness. If you guys have been on Twitter at all, the woman who used to work at the at the hospital where Lindsay Clancy did inpatient, and she's basically going to blow the whistle on the lack of staffing. Lindsay was in for 5 days and she didn't get to see a psychiatrist. And I don't even think it was like a psychiatrist that was usually on the floor. I think it was a temporary until day 3. And then I think they spent 15 minutes with her.
Yeah. And I heard something about she left with, you can go to Psychology Today webpage. More or less.
Yeah. So
and then she gets upset about that, and they're saying, and the prosecution goes, well, she didn't follow doctor's advice. Like, where she left, she said that they didn't help her enough. And it's like, well, are you actually paying attention to what happened? Like, most people, when you get a consult and you're inpatient, have 24 hours. You have to be seen in 24 hours. But what the actual...
It does seem like... So, Nick, I guess I know you work in contract law, and it does kind of tie back into Canton. What are these prosecutions? I mean, I know you work in contract law, so maybe this is more kind of a speculation thing, but there has to be a mechanism by which everyone looks at this case and says, yeah, it's pretty dog shit. We probably shouldn't take it. Or is that a process that doesn't go on in the entire state of Massachusetts? Do they just
it seems like once a prosecutor says, I'm going to prosecute this, everybody else looks away. Nobody tells that prosecutor, you're doing a shit job. Everybody, but maybe it's like every prosecutor, I know I'm doing a shit job at this, but maybe they will convict anyway. Because I can't see for the life of me how the prosecutor in that case can look at the evidence and how it has been presented thus far and say, I'm confident in a conviction beyond reasonable doubt, because that is the standard. You have to be confident of a conviction beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah, and I just don't get where any of this lined up to where they think they could get. And it's the misalignment of the charging. I think had they gone lesser charges and not tried to put the intentionality in there.
But here's the thing, to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, she already admitted to everything that was done.
Yes,
but
yes.
They asked for put her in a mental asylum. And here's the thing, if they had agreed to that plea deal, the prosecution, then it's up to a judge to, I mean, once she's put in a mental facility, she can't get out of there unless a judge says it's okay. And
Yeah.
imagine this case without anything of what we know now, with absolutely nothing. And she was, oh, they put her in a mental asylum, boo, 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 because that would have been the general opinion. Name one judge that would risk his re-election by letting her out. It won't happen.
Yeah, it wouldn't, and that's the thing. Because this is an interesting case, and it does speak to a lot of the, issues in our mental health care system, in our medical system. And had it been presented judiciously, and by that I mean stipulated to everything but the why, because this is going to come down to a battle royale of experts. And you want your jury to be awake and attentive. So let's boil this case down. Let's get to the why of it. We can all agree it's a tragedy. We don't need to bring the first responders in. We don't need to bring the doctors in.
Yeah.
We're just going to the why of it. This is our idea of the why of it.
Yeah.
And this judge allowing all of this in, he just got overturned in a very similar case where he allowed the Commonwealth to run roughshod and basically put in cumulative emotional evidence. So it will be interesting to see going forward this next week if he starts reigning in the Commonwealth because of this ruling on another case of his that's got a similar fact pattern.
Yeah. I agree. That will be really interesting. And folks, had the state accepted the plea deal that she wanted to plead to, then medical experts would have talked to the judge, not the jury, because then it's about sentencing. So no jury would be, and nobody would have been interested in covering that case. Oh, it's the shrinks are telling the judge she's crazy. No, she's not. So, I mean, from a public relations standpoint, it's absolutely horrible that she took this to trial. I don't get it. I honestly do not get how it ever went to trial. I really don't.
Yeah, I guess that's I understand that when something like this happens in a community, the community wants action. So I understand that, but as more and more facts come out about this case, how is this defensible?
And everything, folks, everything in this trial now will be used by her in the civil case against the shrinks. The over medication, their refusal to see the enormous red flags and everything. But back to this case.
Sorry.
And then we'd also request, Your Honor, that after all that has occurred, that the court set down a reasonable date for Rule 56 motions in the event that we need to bring such a motion to the court's attention.
Okay, on behalf of Waterfall.
Good morning, Your Honor. A lot of what I was going to say was already been said, Your Honor. On behalf of Waterfall, we have 3 more depositions scheduled for us to be principal people taking them. They're scheduled for today, for Monday, and for the following Monday. But obviously, we are participating and want to be involved and participate in the depositions that are still outstanding. So it seems pretty clear there's going to need to be some more time, and we're trying to work it out between us to get this stuff accomplished. We also agree with regard to McCarthy's indication that we would like to have or see the court amend the deadlines or add deadlines for expert disclosures stagger disclosures, as well as push out the Rule 56 deadline beyond those expert disclosures so that we get the events in the right order so we can bring motions as necessary before the court, Your Honor.
Thank you. Did all parties propound interrogatories?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
I assume there were expert interrogatories?
I actually don't believe there were expert interrogatories from the plaintiff. We, for Ms. Read, certainly served expert interrogatories.
Yeah, that is Miss Read telling the court, yeah, we have presented what we expect to the expert we expect, but the plaintiffs still haven't.
Now, what
And-
expert witnesses are they planning? I'm guessing it's going to be a lot of Cellbrite and that kind of thing, or is it going to
Yeah,
be
but-
more?
They have to pay for it. They won't volunteer to it. So the
Well,
plaintiff
yeah.
have to cough up the money for it. So even if he works on a contingency, he still have the costs for it. And he needs to find somebody to counter Arca. And it won't be Trooper Paul. Let's just say that. It will not be Trooper Paul, who used science and stuff, according to his deposition.
Well, but could they get feasibly then just another state trooper who has experience in auto reconstruction if
It
Trooper
depends
Paul
if-
is unavailable?
I don't think the MSP wants to allow that. They have to actually
Probably not.
find private experts who wants to go up against Arca. Now, I saw something on X a couple of days ago, I think, that they are trying to find somebody who only goes through the Arca material to counter that. Not an individual expert who will say it is a car crash. Only trying to dispute the Arca findings. And that is a bit of a good luck on that one. Because Arca is so above anything that's usually used in a state trial, in a state case. They are so far above as experts as it can be. I mean, usually you see in court cases and civil cases, they hire their experts, and it is often a retired medical examiner, or it's a retired police officer. Now, in Canton, there's a lot of retired police officers all of a sudden, for obvious reasons. But yeah, he needs to find more or less a hired gun. And the Karen Read team, they can spot those a mile away. It's so much good luck on that one. And I'm all here for it. Yeah, they can hire the Blue Man Group for reconstruction.
Okay, so if there are expert interrogatories propounded, presumably the answers would have identified some experts. Am I correct?
Well, I can respond as to the plaintiff's answer to ours. They objected that it was premature when it was served, and I believe indicated that they would amend that, but have not done so yet.
Yeah, so when Karen Read's team did this interrogatory, yeah, we're going to use these experts back in, I believe it was April. And the plaintiffs, Mr. Dillard, the plaintiff's attorney, said, no, it's premature. We don't want to know yet. And they still haven't amended that answer. Okay, when it's not okay, so when isn't it premature, Mr. Dillard? And probably because he hasn't found an expert yet.
All right.
I know we have.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, Your Honor, we also propounded expert interrogatories, and I believe the response is similar to what Attorney Rosenberg just had said from the plaintiff.
That's the plaintiff's attorney who has not answered two of the parties, okay?
Okay. Well, I mean, the tracking order doesn't talk about expert disclosures. Tracking order talks about discovery. And discovery of experts, the identity, etc., is not only allowed, but it's required responses.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Your Honor, if that from our perspective, from Ms. Reed's perspective, if your direction is that supplementation to an already served interrogatory should happen by the close of discovery, that's fine with us.
Yeah.
For C.F. McCarthy's, Your Honor, I would say that decisions relative to experts on our part may go hand in hand with the defendants, but also need to go hand in hand with the completion of discovery. So I would say that we're more than happy to, of course, timely disclose and expert interrogatories to all parties, and certainly intend to. But that is still in process for us.
Yeah, and remember here, the burden of evidence is on the plaintiffs. They should be the ones, yeah, these are our experts first. And they don't wanna.
Just to be clear, Your Honor, I said that because, as I said, the plaintiffs have not served an expert interrogatory on the defendants. So the defendants don't have an interrogatory answer to supplement. Only the plaintiffs do. And they have multiple ones.
We'll serve additional interrogatories.
Well, Your Honor, that it's too late to serve additional interrogatories in accordance with the current discovery deadline.
I believe that the current discovery deadline is the 17th of August.
Right, but that's not to serve discovery. That's for discovery to be completed.
I'll let you folks debate all that offline, okay?
Okay.
Anyone else want to offer anything else relative?
Oh, I need to cut in here. Thank you to Deborah, who bought me 3 coffees. 3 coffees. Yay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you to Daniel for $10 via PayPal. Saying, have fun in the US and raise a glass for legal vices. Yeah, I will do one better. I don't know. No, I don't care. If it's not timely yet, here is the Wheel of Regret.
More spicy stuff. More spicy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Never mind.
This is not a regret. This here is
Then
dangerous.
Why'd you put it on the Wheel of Regrets?
Because I like
Genius.
it. This here is Old Smoky Salty Caramel. This is dangerous because it's very, very nice. And let's go. Alabama.
Blech.
I haven't used that one in a while.
Blech.
Alabama is probably one of the states I feel kind of at home in. I just passed through when I did my road trip 2 years ago.
The one time Volstorm and I agree on anything is that we hate Alabama.
Okay. Now, I also feel more at home in the Appalachians. Because as I've said before, but if you're new here, I will tell that again. I grew up near rivers, mountains, and lakes. And the story is, for about 15 years ago, there was a news story locally about a man dressed in a leopard print skirt, carrying a canoe while pleasuring himself.
I knew that I was not supposed to. Yeah.
Yeah. And when the cops eventually got there, he claimed, no, it was only an itch, but in the report it said, man has a full-on erection. So, well, more or less, well, if he scratched it wrong. And here's the fun part.
So there's a fun part.
Yeah, that happened about 45 minutes from where I grew up. Meaning,
those are your people.
I either know the guy or I'm related to him. Guess why I feel at home in the Appalachians.
I love that even everywhere you go has their hillbillies. I love that. I love it is the universal that every place has their hillbillies.
Yeah. I mean, the rednecks are universal. Cheers. Nom 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 nom. Oh, nom nom nom. So yeah, things happen up there, and yeah, once you get out of the largest town up there has a population of under 100,000. That's 2 hours from where I grew up. And yeah, the entirety of that county where I grew up had back then at least had 11,000 people in it. The two villages had around 2,500-3,000 people living there. I lived outside of that, real rural. So yeah, you really had to hey, let's go over to friend's house and party. You had to look around and pre-drinking, who am I related to, so I don't make a mistake. Because the most common way to enter a relationship in that part of Sweden is you woke up and she seemed kind of nice.
Hey, that's how most of my marriages started. Don't knock it till you try it. Just saying. Hey, arranged marriages have worked.
She said most.
Marriages of accident have worked, you know?
Yeah, she stayed for
Each
breakfast.
their own.
No, she made me a sandwich. Yeah. And then the first question is, who's your grandma? And
actually, the dating patterns are similar here.
You kind of have to know. I mean, it's like
in Iceland.
You might be from Alabama.
Yeah.
Or Iceland. Don't they have like an app because the population is so homogeneous that you have to like look, basically they have like dating apps and they have like, no, it's your cousin. I mean,
yeah, kind of. Yeah,
I joke, but they really do have a genetic test before you can go into marriage to make sure you're not closely related to a point where your kids will have flippers.
Yeah,
I can understand that
name, but
it's just the dating app. It's like, what would a name for a dating app be for that?
Cousin.
Well, in Alabama, it's the dating app is ancestry.com.
It's okay if your family tree just kind of loops a couple times. It works out.
Yeah, I mean, the family tree has very few branches.
But a lot of sporks. It's really weird. The genealogist was very confused.
Oh my God.
Oh, LMP. My mom had 9 siblings. I have 30 plus cousins on her side alone. If there's a Rayburn in East Tennessee, I'm related to them. Similar situation on dad's side. Well, my grandpa was one of 13. On my father's side, my grandma on father's side was one of 9. Second cousins, I have no fucking clue. I mean, there's no way of knowing. And on my mother's side, my grandpa was a sailor. At his funeral, I discovered I had more cousins than I realized.
Oh no.
Should have seen that one coming.
Yeah. Folks, this here is 1,000 years of Scandinavian inbreeding. I mean, seriously, it's just our inbreeding was kind of successful.
Well, that's because you outbred for thousands of centuries just by saying hello. So
I mean,
you had a.
We went to Britain and took back the pretty ones. But we left the redheads.
Fair point. That was probably a good idea. Actually, well, according to Vikings the movie, I do have a couple questions because according to the King of the Vikings in the cinematic presentation, I shouldn't have the skin tone. I demand a tan.
This is a quarter fin. I'm as pale as you can get.
Yeah, I'm basically translucent.
I have been known to sell my services at shorelines in a crop top and a flashlight when the lighthouse goes down. You know, stay away. No, I didn't get a belly ring. I just put on some body
the other
oil.
day that this was tan for me, and they looked at me funny, and they go, "You're still pale." And I showed my like tan line, and they're like, "Well, oh damn." And I'm like, "I told you I was tan-ish. I'm not glowing in the dark. Let's put it that way. Like we're no longer neon." But I hate to do this, but I have to get going. I have family over, and I need to entertain them before Mr. Squid goes insane. So I will see you guys later.
Okay. Oh, all right. Thank you so much for showing up.
Thanks for the invite. I appreciate it. I will see you guys later.
Yeah, see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, shall we try to... We are 11 minutes in on a 21-minute hearing.
Okay, well, I'm fully focused. We will do this.
Discovery.
As it relates to discovery, Your Honor, we had requested and have reached out to the defendants to do an inspection of the vehicle with our experts. So as it relates to disclosure of experts, there are a lot of experts that will be disclosed ultimately in this case, though there is also a lot of data that's still being acquired through the discovery process that we are in need of before we can get to expert disclosures, though we are well aware of the need to do expert disclosures.
Well, Your Honor, I would just reiterate on Ms. Read's behalf that we've had a discovery deadline that was more than a year after the case was filed by the plaintiffs, more than a year after the stay of discovery of Ms. Read. What has expired, and everyone's known there need to be experts, obviously, and so I think that work needed to have been done. If there's going to be a motion about this, I agree with you. I don't need to take your time to argue it right now. We can argue it if it comes to pass.
Yeah, interestingly, this is more important than the Hayden Carney deposition, because he would plead the fifth because he still have criminal cases. It's a no-brainer. This here, that the plaintiffs, the O'Keefe's family, have not and seem to have a hard time finding experts. And they kind of have to, because what case do they have if they don't have experts to prove their case? I mean, who are they going to... let's call Michael Proctor to the stand. Yeah, good luck with that. For fuck's sake. It won't. Proctor won't take the stand. I mean, few of the retired or fired officers will take the stand here. They will do absolutely anything to not take the stand. But they will be called by the defense. Hello, Mr. Proctor. Explain this. Explain why you told your friends, family, and colleagues that you wanted to plant evidence in this case. Explain to the jury why you said, oh, never, when you heard about an accident where there was a black person involved, that you told the responding officer to wait. Let them die. Yeah, that won't go well. I can almost guarantee it won't go well. And the other officers that were in that group chat, they don't want to testify either. So yeah.
No, I will be shocked if there doesn't seem to be something that comes where the Commonwealth, tries to step in and cover for Proctor because it's going to make current serving officers look really bad. But so does the, Birchmore case. Now, I did have a question. I promised we weren't going to segue, but then we did.
It's going to happen.
In the Birchmore case, I read the new filing. Is he asking not to have any of the autopsy shown to the jury or shown to a potential streaming audience? I guess
it's federal, so it won't be streamed.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, then why is he hiding it? If it's not, if there's
he's filed more than that. He's filed that a motion in limine regarding that there were warrants. He doesn't want that disclosed to a jury, that there was warrants in this case. They have filed against one of a world-renowned and one of the top U.S. medical examiners, which was the one who broke the case for the family of Sandra, who discovered the trachea, whatever it was, They want him excluded as an expert.
I saw that as well.
Yeah. But this is grasping at straws.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah. They are throwing everything at the wall at this point in time because they basically have nothing. And I don't blame the attorney for filing this. The wording and the arguments in some of the filings, I feel offended by, because how they misrepresent not only the facts of the case, but even the case law they cite, they misrepresent.
Yeah.
And now, for me, then you have stepped over a line from zealously advocating for your client to trying to cheat.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, that it seems like attorneys would have a class like, okay, law is all about, bending the rules and kind of working within a parameter, but you can't bend case law. You are not Daryl Brooks or Sarah Boone. You should know how to do this.
Yeah. And I went through one of these filings yesterday on my stream. And there's one thing with these that, when they start with, this is the quote, and they start with 3 words and then ... and then the rest of the words. That means they have taken out those words.
A good section of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So live on stream, it took me 1.5 minutes to find that. And it actually said the opposite of what the defense attorney tried to say. And if it takes me 1.5 minutes, the federal prosecutor and their investigators, they will as well. So now I'm waiting for the
Response
to reply to that motion in limine regarding Dr. Baden. Dr. Baden hears.
Now,
Dr.
is
Baden,
the other assertion that the baby was his twin brothers as well? So they're trying to bring in expert testimony as to the paternity of the baby, is that?
Yeah, they are using that as in the motion eliminate for Dr. Baden, saying he didn't count in that Matthew has a twin brother named William or Bill. Now, but here's the thing: the feds have already announced witness one, and witness one is surely Bill or a person Bill. Here's the thing with identical twins: their DNA, but they're not identical twins. They're just twins.
Oh, they're fraternal twins?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Oh my God, this is.
To my understanding at least, because I looked at photos of the two of them, they don't look alike. They look like brothers.
Okay, I mean it would.
But they do know that the baby is, by DNA testing, is not Matthew Farwell's, and they try to use that as an argument. And for me, it is like it doesn't matter. What matters is that he thought he was.
Yeah.
Hey, Slinky! I haven't seen you in a while, I think. Good to have you here. Hello, Slinky. Thank you for your $5.
Now, has there been any further blowback on Chief Divine? And I know that there were indications that she also had a relationship with him. Has he been tested as a potential father of her baby as well?
Relationship, it's Matthew passed her to him.
Oh, God, they're just so gross on so many levels.
Yeah. Folks, understand the psychology of grooming. She was groomed into being the local precinct's sex toy. They have identified Matthew and William Farwell and Mr. Devine. There are more. I'm sure of it. And why I'm sure of it is because of the lawsuit from Chief Stoughton Police Chief Donna McNamara. Because after the feds prosecuted Matthew, she started a second internal affairs investigation. She has written a report to the feds, which is why the town of Stoughton and the town manager is trying to get rid of her. They don't want more scandals. And
but there's going to be scandals until you actually fix the problem.
Yeah.
They're not going to go away.
Yeah.
This is the age of the internet where it's not going to go away.
Yeah.
This is not 1970s where, Ted Kennedy can lose an intern in a lake and people are like, Chappaquiddick what? This is the information age. That nothing is going to stay secret. Nothing is going to stay private. And I don't know what they think they're going to achieve by any of this.
Yeah. And Sandra started at age 13 in the Stoughton Police Explorers Group, which is the youth group for youngsters from troubled families that wants a future within law enforcement. And Matthew Farwell, his twin brother, and Mr. Devine had that as a hunting ground. I am 100% sure that there are more Sandra Birch more out there. We just don't know. Yeah. Because these fuckers don't start with knowing how to groom a teenager.
No.
They have experience doing it. There are more out there.
Yeah, and this is not again, this isn't something an entire ring doesn't happen if there is not a culture there that would support and have each other's back. So this is something that needs to, be addressed. People are demanding it, and then I don't understand why the city council or the bureaucracy
whatever.
is going. It thinks that they're going to get away with doing what Canton did, which is grading themselves and finding themselves awesome. There's just there are some things that people will never give up, and the tragic loss of a girl who was abused by the people that were supposed to be in power, that is not going to go away.
No, but this is. I will give an example. The school which I attended when I was a kid and a teenager. In the early 80s, they proclaimed themselves as a drug-free school. And the parents go, yay! And the student went, how about those 5 out there smoking pot right now? They want to give the illusion of a town where nothing happens. It's prestige for them, because if they acknowledge that this shit happened under their watch, they are failures. People don't like to be failures.
No.
And then they make this horrible mistake. The town manager ordered Chief McNamara to destroy her report. But they didn't they didn't realize she would sue them. And now we know what these fuckers try to do. Yeah, and as Phyllis says here, the town manager of Stoughton and D.A. Morrissey served in the Senate years ago.
I am kind of glad that this is a federal case, because a lot of the witnesses, a lot of the experts they're going to be pulling in are state troopers that I don't think anyone trusts. So at least hopefully the federal prosecutor can bring in very good expert witnesses to really bring home all of this.
Yeah. The problem with the federal charges is they have to prove that he killed Sandra because she was a witness of him doing bad things. She was going to expose him. Because for the feds, they have to make that extra leap to get to a murder charge. The state doesn't have to. But the state still says, no, it's self-ending. And that is D.A. Morrissey. Protecting PDF file cops.
It is so gross. And I don't know, D.A. Morrissey is a product of a different time, and he is not going to weather this. I don't think he will. I don't know. I'm not personally aware of, his election cycles, but you would think that he would not.
He will retire after this one. So the next DA will be a completely new one, and that is why former federal prosecutor Adam Deach has moved to Norfolk County and is trying to win the Democratic primary.
Oh, that would be really good.
Yeah. But the other candidates, the Democrat candidates, one of them is, what's his face? Greg Connor, who worked on the Karen Read case and knows everything. Yeah, I mean, he was involved in this case, in the Karen Read case. So he is also trying to be a DA, and it's obvious that there are at least one or two other plants in there trying to get votes out of Adam Deach, because They know, Morrissey knows that if Deitch wins, game's up, game's over. He will clean house.
Now, are the voters ready for that? Because there is a pattern in New England voters to kind of stick with name recognition despite the evilness that it is.
Yeah. Adam Deitch has the largest election fund of all of them.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, money doesn't mean everything.
He's out and about all over Norfolk County, doing house calls, knocking on doors. He has a lot of volunteers, but you still have that he has to win over the rest of them. He has to win over the rest of them.
Well, and that's where I don't always go into wading into vote for this person, vote for that person, because I realize that I am ignorant of the ins and outs and the needs of the voters of that community. So, but he does sound like a better alternative as an outside observer. But I hesitate to give any go vote for this person. I'm like, I don't know the place, don't know the people, don't know what they need. Do your research if you live there and vote for who fulfills what you require as a voter.
Yeah. But here's the thing when it comes to the election of district attorneys. There's maybe 5 to 10% that votes. So 100 votes really counts. So if you live in Norfolk County or near Norfolk County, please, for the love of justice, for Sandra Birchmore, for John O'Keefe, go. If you live there, vote.
Yeah.
If you live near, volunteer.
Be aware. I mean, these local elections, as much as we talk about the presidential ones, these are the ones that are going to impact your life.
Yeah.
Take a little time, figure out who your candidates are, see what their track records are. I live in a small enough town that they come to my neighborhood and knock on my door. And then I can say, okay, but because we had a DA candidate and on my, porch, I said, so what is your, conviction rate? What is it that your platform, what is it your vision is for, justice here? What does it look like for you? And then I was able to ask those tough questions. So as much as, presidential politics, and thank you, X, for all of I don't even know what is going on with Donald Trump's hair, but I have been just fascinated by it taking over between Jimothy the raccoon and Donald Trump's hair. My X algorithm is blessed. It is strange the things that go viral overnight. I wake up and there's nothing but weird hair memes, and I'm like, what is going on? I go to sleep, the world is weird, but it's the normal weird. I wake up.
All right. For the past 20 minutes, we got through one. Folks, welcome to the Slightly Buzz Show. We will get distracted. Squirrel!
I am basically fully sober, so Nick has an excuse. This is just me all the time.
Oh, by the way, I have to show you. I bought a new whiskey.
Ooh.
I had to. And then I went to the counter, and it turns out that this type of whiskey was from the same country as the ethnicity of that at that counter. It's a Japanese whiskey.
Ooh.
And I don't know if you know it, but Japanese, when they are uncomfortable, they make a certain laugh.
So do I. They're the easiest people to read. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Same.
So I'm not sure if I did a racist. So
let's see.
Mo,
have the two least melanated people on the panel to discuss a racism. This is going to go over well in 2026.
Mo, or chat. please tell me if you think this Japanese whiskey is racist.
It's not racist. I think it's promoting the fact that it's in fact Japanese, and it's a celebration of its Japanese.
I'm just checking because that laugh, that uncomfortable laugh only Japanese people can do. Because I didn't know when I went up to the counter that this person was of Japanese was Japanese. She made that uncomfortable laugh. Oh, you bought the one of those whiskeys. And I went, yeah, I did. I didn't know this was sold in Sweden. Yada, yada, yada. And on my way home, I was realizing, oh, wait a minute. Is this, I mean, artifact of Japanese houses and this is this?
Well, but is it made in Japan and therefore okay, then they're committing a
Okami, 8
cultural
years.
they're culturally appropriating their own culture. I think you buying them makes them appreciate it since they did go through all the trouble of exporting it.
Yeah, I'm just checking here.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think that's an ism. But I've never been called culturally sensitive, so you know.
This person likes a Japanese gin named Roku. Do you mean this one?
Ooh.
And I mean, this is an excellent. Look, it's empty. So
it's a cool bottle.
Oh yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 corners. What's that?
That would be pentagonal, wouldn't it?
Isn't that 5?
Yeah.
Is it hexagonal? Is that 6?
I thought hex was 5. Why are we trying to hurt ourselves with Latin?
Why are we doing math here?
You know we've gone off the rails when we're over here trying to do fucking geometry. Like, you know, shit's gone way off. Like,
yeah. Hexagon is 6 is hexagon. We believe in Kevin. Kevin for the win.
Hey. Anyone that knows math that isn't me, I'm good with. I offshore my math.
Aussie. I'm going to send Aussie an invite.
Yeah, we could. Oh, I want a Jeff update. He's so stinking cute. That is the cutest. Like I have it. I have the little. My name is Jeff. You know, thing like bookmarked on my Twitter. So when the world is too crazy and I cannot deal with people, I'll just pull that up and I'm like, oh, it's a cute puppy. This is my mental health therapy. That and really the weird clips that I get.
For you who don't know, Aussie Overlord has a puppy. And it's
the cutest little thing. And it looked all sad, but it's also mushy face, and you just want to go.
It's a bulldog puppy named Jeff, and it's so amazing.
So we really want to hear from Aussie, but we really want to hear about the puppy. It is twofold. We're like,
yeah. Aussie, get yourself here. We want to see puppy. We still like you, but we want to see puppy.
Well, and thank you for sharing with us. You know, you could have kept that to yourself and kept all the adorableness to yourself and not shared. And
everything about it's okay. And the humor. Because oh no, Jeff is taking a shit in the corner. Jeff, stop humping my leg. I know that Legal Voices is laughing his ass off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Because I mean, it's not even a question. Yeah, I think sharing that with the world was needed. Absolutely.
It was needed, and it really was. I legitimately have it bookmarked because it's one of the cutest stinking things I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
it's so cute. You just want to do this with the face,
I
you
know.
know.
I'm just like, "Mm."
Yeah, it's the cutest thing ever. And Hayden is going to make a fortune out of it because $100 for puppy cam. And Papa, yeah, here's my money.
Yeah, I tried to sell that to Mr. Mo. I definitely was like, I need a puppy. And he was like, no. And I was like, but think of the money. And so then I was like, so what about that hot tub inflatable one that I was thinking? I mean, I wouldn't be like the other thoughts. I'd be in a tasteful one suit piece, but I would be comfortable for the first time in 5 years. So
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, God forbid, Mr. Jingles is now 12, 13. I mean, which is a respectable age. I mean, he's still catching mice like he's like 2 years old. But I know there's a time limit on Mr. Jingles. I mean, you can't get away from it. Now, my personal hope is that he will outlive me. But then he needs to be like 30, which is not impossible for a cat. It's not impossible, but we are talking about a cat who locked himself into a storage container for 2 weeks in the middle of summer. Now he survived, but I mean, he's an excellent hunter, but his major trait might not be intelligence.
no, I mean, Dingus, you haven't seen Dingus, but Dingus is a Maine Coon, so he is 40-pound of cat. Now, I have this weird, like, I have these food kicks, so I will have like one food that tastes good, and I will just buy that food. I will eat that food, and that's just. And right now, it is these little White Castle sliders. But Dingus, I think he's a trained hunter, so he's learned to follow me to the microwave. He knows that means that I'm getting good food. And then as I open the package to let the steam out, and let it he has batted it onto, like, because I let it to cool because I thought steam. Okay, the cat won't beat steam. Like that stuff's hot.
No, let me run an idea by you here, because Jeff the bulldog, he needs dog toys, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and there are certain dog toys out there that is sort of reminding you of human body parts.
Oh yes.
We need to send that to Hayden to Aussie.
Do you think that the Australian government
stop chewing on the
but
male body
fun.
part?
But will the Australian government allow fun?
Well, if Jeff
records
when he tries to
Freedom for Australia, we are sending the dill toys.
Yeah, the doggy dill toys, because at least, Hayden, you need to record when you try to retrieve the package, and the person, you need to open it. Don't you dare. Yeah. Sure. Hayden, you do know that I'm slightly intoxicated, and once this stream goes once I end the stream, I'm going on Temu.
Oh my gosh, we need to get all sorts of hats for Jeff.
Dog hats for Jeff.
Dog hats for Jeff. Like Hayden's hats, Jeff needs to have his own hats.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Jeff can speak for himself if he doesn't like hats, though, because I don't know how I would feel about hats as a dog.
But Hayden got Jeff a cowboy hat, and I mean,
okay, well then we need to increase the collection. Pokemon chat, you know what's going on. We're filling the P.O. box. Hayden will not be able to turn around without a dumb hat for a dog. He'll be like, stop! I will send you all Vegemite. And we will say, we will not be deterred. Send ye Vegemite. We shall send you hats.
I mean, sending weird food to a Swedish person is kind of counteractive. We kind of
And
enjoy it.
and I'll let my youngest, most feral try the Vegemite. Like I said, I'm surviving on White Castle burgers right now. If Vegemite ever becomes something I am, just attached to, I will let you know.
Yeah, I've tried it, and let's just say I'm not comfortable with it. And this
Nick
is the
needs
guy
one of
who
those
eats
dolls
this
where-
is the guy who eats fermented fish.
Yeah, that is saying something when the guy whose entire culture's cuisine is like, let's pee on it, put it in a hole and wait a couple years. When he is uncomfortable, that's where I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna follow the
No,
Swede.
we don't pee on our food. That's the Icelandic people.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Iceland has this fermented shark kind of thing where they dig a hole, they put a whole shark in it, and then they pee on it and cover it up for a year.
Yeah, see, thank God my ancestors did that and survived, but I'm glad that I can survive on White Castle mini burgers. I do need to head out. I'm going to be on Shizzy's stream, and I need to utilize the restroom and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Then we will, because for the past 20 minutes, we got 30 seconds.
That is a record for us. This has been a very productive evening.
We are 12 minutes into the hearing we started with.
Okay, Nick, but seriously, we still got through introductions within 3 hours, so we are better than Moons. And what's your face?
Oh,
I've never realized how Mr. Mo feels on the outside of my ideas, but watching that chick explain as she has a lapel on her person that she has a non-functional mic that is not plugged in, and she took the lapel mic, not to the lapel, but she put it on. And it is rare that I assume the Mr. Mo voice of logic in any, but I suddenly realized how ridiculous I look when I'm so excited to show Mr. Mo, like, I hung something all by myself, like, and it's a series of like thumbtacks and hot glue. And I'm suddenly realizing how ridiculous I look. Now, will this stop me from any future ridiculousness? No, but I do now understand how Mr. Mo feels having to live with me.
Oh, I heard a ding. Oh,
it's a Jeff butt.
It's a Jeff butt. It's a bulldog butt. Oh. Folks, that's the cutest thing ever.
I know.
And he bites on the toy. Oh,
and now he's gonna sleep and bite on the toy, which is I like his thinking. Oh, no, full on just flop.
What's he bite? What's that?
It looks like a little fish or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a bird.
Oh, it's a bird.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, and he has a dinosaur.
Oh.
That's it.
Oh.
That's it. We need like Law Puppy Con win.
Yeah. Oh.
We just need a pet meetup. No one comes to see the creators. They're just like, we're here to meet Jeff the dog.
Shut up. We're looking at Jeff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh. Emotional support potato dog.
Well, that is so awesome. He's just such a sweetie. Mr. Mo is actively like, no dog. I have already agreed. to Billiam and Tedward. Well, he's only
look
agreed
at
to
that
Billiam.
face. Look at that face.
Such a
Oh.
smirky. He's like, I would like to go outside, and I smell some things, and I would like to play with some. Hi, we all love you. We would move mountains for you and conquer countries, Sir Jeff. Just you only need tell us your bidding.
Oh. Oh.
Oh. He
That's
probably
cute.
has
Oh.
that cute little puppy breath too. Not the, like, what did you get into?
Stop eating what came out of you. Oh wow.
And is he? Oh, he's like, he is.
Oh, and now he's tired. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
It's
Fuck off. Yeah, boom.
Okay, this dog is my spirit animal.
Yeah. 5 minutes of play, let me sleep. Thank you, Hayden.
Yes, Dad. Thank you for sharing with us because this is awesome.
Oh, Hayden, on Fridays, can I borrow your puppy cam?
We will share profits.
Yeah, we will share profits.
Like, you don't even need to join us on panel.
No.
Our sidetracking is going to get monumentally epic. It's just going to, you know what? We're not even going to try to lie and say we're going to have a topic. It is just going to be Mo and Nick and whoever else is on panel. Puppy Tom! That's all that's going to be happening. I do need to say goodbye. Just to run to use the restroom and set up for the next stream. So I will see y'all at Chizzy's and then Friday Night Live. It's my marathon night. So thank you for sharing, Jeff, and having me on the stream, Nick.
Yeah. And now for the next 11 minutes, me and Jeff will react to a trial.
Oh my God, you might get through it.
Yay! Oh. All right, Jeff, let's look at this.
Your Honor, may I respond briefly to that?
Sure.
The plaintiffs, though, when the criminal trial ended, we served discovery within 30 days upon the defendants. The plaintiffs did not obtain any of the documents, which were well over 1 million pages in digital and have continued to accrue since then, as you know, until sometime in or around January, and had difficulty accessing those documents.
That's January, fucktwat. That is 7 months ago. It has been resolved. Yeah. This is just a poor excuse for the plaintiff's attorney not doing his damn job.
To suggest that we were able to procure experts and start working up the case before we had access to the very materials that the Read team had access to since the criminal matters were going on. We didn't have that luxury. We were not the Commonwealth. Nobody would release to us all of that data while the criminal matter was pending, and then motion practice ensued, or there was discovery practice. And so this court is aware that initially there was a motion to dismiss filed that was heard and presided over last October. At that hearing, there was an announcement that we were going to be adding 10 new parties to this case, and that was to be briefed. That period of briefing occurred over the next 2 months, at which time after the briefing, that was withdrawn. And it was
Jeff?
Plaintiff's position at that time that if there were going to add 10 new parties, it wasn't prudent for us to start engaging and being and start pushing the parties to turn over the discovery if we're adding 10 new parties. Then when that...
Yeah, even Jeff is sick of the plaintiff's attorney.
Came off the table, those other parties were added to separate lawsuits. We then started to receive...
Hey! Hayden!
Hello, hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
I think I got echo because of the dog cam. Good. Can't complain. Oh, seriously?
Jeff took off.
Yes, but that's okay. He does that. I'll manually readjust in a bit. I'm completely out of loop. What are we looking at?
We are looking at the Read case, or one of the Read civil cases.
Okay.
Where the plaintiff's attorney is currently trying to explain why he hasn't done the expert derogatory yet. And it's 10 days to end of discovery.
Really pushing the envelope there. Okay, so
yeah,
is Judge getting pissy yet, or is he just sort of letting them get away with crap?
Not really pissy. And the Mr. Rosenberg up to the top left have explained, yeah, we served them with our expert derogatory a while ago, but for us to do the amendment to that, we need the plaintiffs, and they haven't done shit yet on that aspect.
Okay.
So this is what we are watching now. The early part of this was that Hayden Carney, of course, didn't attend his deposition.
Okay.
Because Hayden claimed, personally, not via his lawyer, that he got a family emergency, so he couldn't be there on July 30th. So now the plaintiff's attorney will file, and has filed, because I saw it showing up on X about an hour ago, their motion to compel with sanctions. Which is interesting because up until now, there has been a lot of these third-party witnesses in this case who have postponed, not shown up. You have the Colin Albert, who joined the army to avoid being deposed.
I heard that.
Yeah. And nobody has asked for sanctions until the plaintiff's attorney in this hearing, 10 days before end of discovery, asked for sanctions. Now, will this open the floodgate for everybody else saying, yeah, you started it?
Yeah, were they just waiting for someone else to make the first move before they... If it devolves into that, it's going to be disappointing, because you kind of expect things to be a little bit more above board than that. But
yeah,
given what we've seen with this previously, I'd fully expect it. So
yeah, but because this is one of 4 civil cases going on right now, and in this case, Hayden is a third-party witness.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be that necessary to go that far, especially since Colin Albert, he joined the army. Well, first he tried to join the army. He failed the test, so he had to go to pre-army school to get into the army.
He failed the test?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When I saw that he applied to, in my opinion, try and get out of his deposition, I was like, you sniveling, smarmy little weasel. I guarantee this was something that your parents came up with, but still.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he failed the...
Yeah, but that, I mean, his attorney said, well, he's joined the army, he can't be deposed because the army is so regulated, yada, yada, yada. Not until later on, he said, well, now he's joined the army. He was in pre-army school before.
He was in remedial army. That's hilarious.
Yeah. And I mean,
I'm sorry, it's hilarious to me because it's the big scary guy that had had the photos with the bruises on his knuckles and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like big man in town.
Yeah, but I must say this adds credibility to Colin Albert's claim that when he slipped and fall, he braced himself with his knuckles. Because you really need to be extraordinarily stupid to your reflexes not working. So this adds credibility to that claim that when he slips and falls, he will brace himself by punching the ground.
Rather than putting his palms out, no, he's...
And folks, I'm Army. I did my military duty in the Army. I know the standards, at least over here, and I don't think it's higher in the United States. Some of my fellow Army people were not bright. Let's just say that. But they did, at least they didn't fail. Get in. And Colin Albert failed. Now, if he failed substantially, they wouldn't have sent him to pre-army school. It's just that they have the physical test and the intelligence test. And if you miss one just the slightest, you get sent to pre-army school. I just want to know which one.
So much more. Exactly. I want to know which one.
Oh, I mean, it's so amazing. This entire case is so damn ridiculous. And thank you, the World End, for being a member for 21 months. I mean, this entire case, we went through this earlier. At most, at the very core of the beginning of this case, would have been vehicular manslaughter. But no! Second-degree murder, which opened up a whole can of worms that later got acquitted. And now there's barely a cop in Canton or MSP involved in the case who haven't retired, been fired, or been transferred.
Or at least in some way been investigated. Even that's not a great look.
No. And just for this case, which is the wrongful death suit for the O'Keefe family, who are you going to call as a witness? Proctor?
I'd rather call a proctologist.
Yeah. and the defense, I assume, for Karen Read, will call the ARCA guys. Now, Mr. Diller in the bottom right there, he's working on contingency.
Ooh, he took. Ooh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know about Australian law and stuff like that, but how much will it cost Mr. Diller to hire experts to go up on the stand and try to disprove ARCA?
Okay, do they need to be actually testifying legitimately, or can they perjure themselves?
Well, perjuring themselves costs more.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So I think it would probably cost a bit more. Not that I'm saying I've ever done that. It was a joke, people, just in case. No, for him to try and find someone that will legitimately get up on that stand. My God, I can't stop looking at that blonde woman. She looks like she's so uncomfortable.
She's the attorney for one of the bars that they visited that night. Which there's in the wrongful suit, it is included that they overserved Karen Read, which makes them a party of that case. So both bars are sued for that.
Yeah. I'm struggling to think what you because to be fair, in terms of the civil cases, I have been out of the loop because, for obvious reasons, I've been off the internet for the last however many months. Covered the first trial, covered the second trial. I know very little about the actual civil cases, about what's going on. I don't quite understand how we got to 4 of them. I mean, I would have thought that at least 2 or 3 of them would have got amalgamated. But
now,
at this,
one of the civil cases are in federal court, so we don't know much about that one.
all right, that
Then
makes
you
sense.
have Karen Read suing the town of Canton and the Canton police.
Yep,
That's one
okay.
civil case. Then the House defendants, who doesn't like being called House defendants, so I've renamed them to the Wankers, are suing Karen Read and Hayden for defamation. And then you have this wrongful death suit from the O'Keefes and the plaintiffs, and the defending defense are Karen Read and the two bars. And so Hayden here is just a third-party witness. And since he has a criminal case against him, he announced to Mr. Dillard, I'm going to plead the fifth because I don't have much choice because I'm in a criminal case. Now, his way of announcing that to Mr. Dillard, personally, not through his lawyer, might not have been smart. If you have a lawyer, shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Yeah. And I may or may not have mentioned that to Hayden, that you have one of the best attorneys on your side. Let him do the work, because that's what you're paying him for. May or may not have done that. And so but again, also I believe, in my personal opinion, Hayden is doing he skipped the deposition as he's trying the waters, because on the other side, plenty of people have rescheduled or skipped, joined the army without being sanctioned. Dillard now has filed a motion for compel and sanction.
Okay.
And if the judge approves of both compel and sanction, he might have a case of a judge being not unbiased. I don't think his lawyer would have approved of this. That is why he did it by himself.
Yeah.
But that is for a possible appeal.
Yeah.
But I don't think for me, it's quite obvious this is why he did it, which makes it less probable he would win that on appeal. You can't open your own door, so to speak.
Yes.
By testing the waters like this. But you never know. You never know. But we are still in the fact that discovery ends in 10 days. After discovery ends, they have to the plaintiffs have to present their experts to opposing side within a certain number of days, and then the defense have 45 days to examine and do their thing. But they still have to do the interrogatory presentation of experts, which everybody else has done, but not the plaintiffs.
Yeah.
Which is more or less, you have to at least announce before the end of discovery that you actually have experts. And Mr. Dillard hasn't. And I understand why. Who the fuck in their right mind would want to go up against Arca?
Especially if they've got any knowledge of either of the previous cases as well. There's this is a prime example of what happens when you drag litigation on for years.
Yeah,
because it just the waters become so tainted and murky that you can almost not have you can almost not have a proper trial at this point.
We discussed this earlier, but if you remember the Maya Kowalski case, they had to borrow money to continue pursuing this case for Maya. Mr. Dillard is working on contingency, so he might not be paid. But everything he does has to be paid for. And if he's starting to...
If he's starting to drag the bottom of the barrel for disbursements, then...
Yeah. And these people who lend money for these cases, They don't give a shit about the outcome.
No. A litigation funder isn't going to care. They just want to know that they're going to get their 30% of whatever they get awarded.
Yeah.
So,
or 30% of awarded or a guaranteed sum. Often.
Yes. Yeah.
And so if he has started to lend that money, Mr. Dillard is not the one going to pay it. It's the O'Keefes. And the O'Keefes,
I never thought they were particularly bright. Colin washing out kind of.
Yeah, and the O'Keefes, more or less, only asset, to my knowledge at least, they might have assets, is the John O'Keefe life insurance, which is supposed to go to his niece and nephew. Yeah. They might end up, if this case is unsuccessful, and Mr. Dillard has, let's say, for the sake of argument, $500,000 in costs. Even though he doesn't get paid, they still have to pay that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he told them that. Well, he has to, because they have to sign off on it.
Yeah.
But still, this is John's kids, the niece and nephew. Their future. The life insurance money that is supposed to belong to them. Might be.
It sounds horrible, but
wasted.
I do think the whole way through, those two kids have been forgotten about.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. For the O'Keefe, for Paul O'Keefe, now, Peggy O'Keefe, the mother of John and Paul, yeah, I completely understand she wants to pursue because, I mean, once you're blinded by something, you want to pursue it. But then you have Paul O'Keefe. He is an asshole through and through. I don't give a shit about Paul O'Keefe.
Oh, hell no. Racking my brain now. Paul was the one that his wife turned on him at some point, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't give a fuck if he ends up homeless. Because remember, folks, Paul O'Keefe almost killed a man through drunk driving.
Yeah.
And who bailed him out? Karen Read. So, no, I don't give a fuck what happens to Paul O'Keefe. I have sympathy for Peggy O'Keefe. Absolutely. Absolutely. But she needs to start thinking about her grandkids who might end up in fucking debt over this. Because they are the beneficiary of John O'Keefe's estate. And if that estate goes to zero, they get absolutely nothing because their uncle and grandma decided to spend it all on this. And at some point, because even say for the sake of argument that they would win and they get a judgment of $2 million. First of all the costs has to go away. And then
a judgment of $2 million in this case is not. It's
First
it's not
of all,
extravagant. It's not exorbitant.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they have to pay the lenders. Then they have to pay Mr. Dillard. And whatever's left, yeah. But will that become the amount they spent? I don't think so.
No, because then, I mean, if any of the family members has taken out any lending prior to approaching litigation funders, if there's been any additional sums that have been secured, I mean, if Peggy's gone and taken out a loan against her house to try and fund part of it as well, she's going to want that covered as well.
Yeah.
Those kids could see very little money out of a $2 million judgment. So it's
it's not uncommon that with these lenders that they demand a security, which might be the estate, but also the house. I mean, And this case, we're not even close to trial, folks. Not even close. And regardless of who wins, it will be appealed.
That's a good point.
My estimate, 3 years, maybe. I mean, I'm looking
longer,
at the
honestly.
Depp v. Heard trial. Depp v. Heard took 4 years before it got to trial. 4 years. And that was one person against another in the defamation trial. Now, their costs were substantially higher because of celebrity and everything. You have a combined 27 attorneys in this. None of them works for free. And Hayden.
Oh, geez, I didn't even think about that. You're right, because there's you've got the lawyers for the two bars. You've got, if they lose, you've got judgment against them. My God, this could be nothing.
Yeah. The O'Keefes might end up losing everything over this. And I wonder if anybody actually
as well.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody has actually explained to them that they might end up homeless if they have, as a security, put up their house for it.
I mean, theoretically, even if they haven't, if there's a personal judgment against Peggy and she can't satisfy it, then
yeah.
I mean, generally the family home's protected if it hasn't been actually secured, but
yeah. Because very few insurance companies. I mean, the two bars. This is on their insurance. They don't have to pay anything.
That doesn't mean the insurance company's not going to claim costs, though.
Yeah, against the plaintiffs. Yeah, because they want to recover their costs. And Karen Read. I mean, the GoFundMe and everything and the donations and everything. Yeah, she's not wealthy, but there's a lot of money in there. For the O'Keefes, I don't know. I mean, the House defendants managed to get a GoFundMe for themselves or Give Send Go or whatever it is for a couple of $100,000 or whatever they managed to get a hold of. Yeah, but that's the defamation. And that won't get you far. I mean, folks, there is so much money in costs in this. Nobody will end up as a winner in this, regardless of the outcome. But the people who actually have a lot to lose are the O'Keefes, and especially the niece and nephew. Their entire future, that was guaranteed through John O'Keefe's life insurance. If that's gone, that's the college money.
Hey.
Oh! Woof woof.
Sorry, he's getting antsy.
Yeah, no worries. So that is. So this is the latest hearing from August 6th. So for me, it's now 2 days ago. Because it's 2 a.m. here. For you, it's 9 a.m., right?
10, but yeah.
Yeah, 10 a.m. Yeah, so we are basically a day ahead of the United States.
Yeah.
Well, I am. I mean, you're in an imaginary country, so.
I mean, to be honest, the time zone under the dome just doesn't really make sense half the time anyway. So I'm just...
I mean, you have winter when we have summer. Sure. All right, let's try to get through this. We are 3 hours and 30 minutes into this stream, and we managed to get 15 minutes into this hearing. We've been sidetracked.
That's the main.
We've been sidetracked.
Discovery.
Don't forget the Wheel of Regrets, people.
We had difficulty.
Yeah, don't forget about the Wheel of Regrets, people. I believe we are like $30 from the next spin on the wheel. Let me check here. Yeah, something of the sort. $30 more for the next spin on the wheel. And this is the Wheel of Regrets. We have Sambalo Elec, Coffee Schnapps, a Summer Breeze Gin, Chili Soaks Garlic, Licorice Vodka, 8 out of 10 hot sauce, and Penelope Straight Bourbon. So that is what's left on the Wheel of Regrets. And it's $30 to the next spin.
Accessing that discovery. So I do appreciate the amount of time that this case has been pending, but to suggest that we were in the driver's seat since last July, that's not the case. We
look at Rosenberg smirking up there. Because he knows this is bullshit.
Yeah.
We've been trying to catch up and get access to all the materials, and they were significant. In fact, I can also share with you, Your Honor, that the bars didn't have access to their own videos until.
Do they complain about that? No. So shut the
we were able to get them through this discovery practice, and so there, in deference to the bars, it wasn't fair for us to force them into discovery when they didn't have access as well to all of the materials that had been outstanding because of the criminal case and were not being disclosed.
Wait.
Is Attorney Rosenberg's position.
Is he trying to explain his own deficiencies away by saying I was doing something nice for opposing parties?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you spell projection?
And understand that the Read team feels as if they could be super diligent because they've had this case for 4 years. We've only had it in.
The Rosenberg team has not had this case for 4 years. They got this case when your client sued them, which was, I believe, after the first trial.
Earnest since the end of 2025 into the beginning of 2026 with regard to access to all the data that needs to be digested and organize experts for.
You're on.
I just have to show. This is what I'm drinking. Sleepy Bulldog.
That's cute.
All right, Attorney Diller, I think, disagrees with me, but I still don't feel the need to go back and forth when there's no motion before you unless you want me to address anything.
I'm all set.
Nice.
Okay.
Attorney Diller, when are you going to file the motion relative to the witness that didn't show up?
It'll be done today, Your Honor.
A lot of confidence there.
Full transparency, that witness has disclosed that he is willing to show up, but I will tell you I would prefer to have an order of the court so that if it's skipped again, that there is.
Yeah. Hayden said, I want to show up. This was a bad timing. I announced it before it happened, before July 30th. Now, I saw a few hours ago that Mr. Dillard's motion to compel is on the docket, which led the Karen Read team to file something asking the court, well, his was put on the docket the same day it was filed. We have 2 weeks of motions that's not put up on the docket. How's that, Your Honor?
Yeah, that's not a good look.
Yeah. So I don't have time because we are almost 3.5 hours in. I don't have time to go through all that. Maybe on Sunday I will do let's check a bunch of motions because Saturday is the Laura Owens case. Laura Owens, as you know, is the Arizona serial pregnancy scammer. And her parents tried to file bankruptcy and then tried to voluntarily dismiss the bankruptcy because Laura has drained them dry.
Oh, jeez.
So they are about to lose their home, and they filed one of these bankruptcies to keep the house. And well, let's just say the U.S. trustee attorney may or may not have said this is in her 20 years as a bankruptcy attorney for the U.S. trustee is the worst she's seen. So we are going to listen to that hearing tomorrow. Because, yeah, they attended via Zoom, which means other people can listen in, which means people record it. So we're going to listen to that tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon my time, maybe lunch US time. So that will be interesting, but that's for tomorrow. Let's continue here.
Something that puts him, forces him to actually go forward with the deposition. So
You say it's going to be prepared.
And we know what's going to happen on that deposition because Aidan Carney has a criminal case against him, so he will plead the fifth. That's a given.
Yeah.
So it won't result in much, but here's the thing with civil cases, even if a witness pleads the fifth, it can be used against the defense. Because the plaintiffs can argue, look at that, jury. He says he won't answer because it might incriminate him. That means yada, yada, yada. Because in civil cases, you can say more than in criminal cases. Oh, Jeff.
Sorry, he was growling at me. Oh.
Aw. Kisses! Oh, wow. Oh.
The camera's over that way.
Oh, wow. Oh, no, wait. Look at that. Oh, he's getting bigger.
Oh, he's huge. Mel keeps saying every time she comes home from work, he looks a little bit bigger. He's going to be a big boy.
Oh. Hello, puppy. Oh.
Okay, enough of the beard.
Is he biting the beard? Is he biting the beard?
He's trying to eat it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that my cousin, she has rescue pitties, and that they bite my beard all the time, every time I'm there. They discover, ooh, I can get a hold of it.
Well, he's moved on for he's right at that puppy stage where he's moved on from like nipping to latching on. So, yeah, hasn't been fun for little lady overlord. She's now having to wear shoes around the house the whole day. But can you hop down now? Have you had enough pats?
Oh. Hello, puppy. You should get headphones for puppy, so we can say hello. Yeah.
Have you beer?
Now, wait. Yeah. Criminal cases, the jury is instructed if someone pleads the fifth, you can't draw any inferences, yada yada. It can even, depending on the situation, it can cause a mistrial. That's not the case in civil. The jury can draw any conclusion they want, and you can bet your ass that the plaintiffs will say he's claiming the fifth because otherwise he would say that or something of the sort. Maybe not that literal, but the jury can draw any inferences they want.
Prepared today, so it hasn't been sent out.
It hasn't been served 9A.
Any of the other parties object to the motion?
Well, I don't know what the motion's going to say, Your Honor. I'm happy to.
Motion is probably.
Problem here is this is a motion against Hayden Carney. His attorney is not there. And Mr. Rosenberg, who is Ms. Reed's attorney, does he have the right to object? Yeah, but to what gain?
Yeah, which is probably why he's taking the tack that he is now, which is saying, I don't know what's going to be contained in it, so we'd like to push it down the line.
Yeah.
Even if he can try in some way get a copy of that across to Aiden's attorney so he can then intervene.
Yeah.
But that's...
Yeah, and let's see here. Plaintiff's motion to compel compliance with the position subpoena. Yeah, so that is in. I don't see if it has been ruled on, but I assume that Mr. Carney's attorney will file some kind of objection, or at least a reply.
Yeah.
The motion is probably going to seek compelling the witness to appear. Anyone object to that?
If that's the entirety of the motion, then no.
It isn't.
Your Honor, on behalf of
Let's say the
Waterfall, we would not object.
Because the plaintiff's attorney, Mr. Dillard, will make a huge case out of Mr. Carney went on the stream the same day as the deposition. And I've seen copies of it on X where he says, well, Mr. Carney went live and we couldn't hear his children. Is that your argument, that you don't believe he had a family emergency and had to babysit his children, and you believe it was a lie because you couldn't hear them on that half-hour live show? Asshole, his kids are like 8 and 10. They can entertain themselves for half an hour. It seems like Jeff made a mess. I don't know. There's nothing better than a puppy. I completely agree. Especially a bulldog puppy named Jeff.
All right, he's just going to wander in and out now. I've left the door open.
Yeah.
On behalf of CF McCarthy's, we would not object either, Your Honor.
All right. So let's assume the motion also seeks sanctions. Are any of the other parties going to object to that?
I would say it depends what the sanctions are, there's a possibility we might not take a position on it. I can't really answer that without knowing what they're asking for.
Better way to answer.
Why would you possibly oppose a request to sanction a non-party that you have nothing to do with?
But I didn't say that I necessarily would, Your Honor. I said I don't know what the sanctions that they are seeking are. And so sanctions can obviously be a lot of things. And there may be an argument that the sanctions that are sought are not appropriate. I don't know. I'm in a vacuum. I can't tell you that, yes, I would agree to whatever sanctions they ask for.
Okay, so everyone agrees that a witness that didn't appear, it would be appropriate for an order to issue compelling that witness to appear. Is that correct?
This is interesting. This is a hypothetical from the judge, because there has been witnesses who has not appeared in their depositions, especially Colin Albert. So the judge is sneaking one in here, I think.
I was going to say, the way you sort of probing that if I was Rosenberg, I certainly wouldn't have appreciated that. I mean, I know that Rosenberg there was trying to pull a fast one and say, well, hang on, we want to see what the sanctions would be first. Because, yeah, the judge can say, okay, it's against a third party, it's not your client, why would you want to get involved in that? Yeah. And sure, maybe he's trying to level the playing field for TurtleBoy's attorney to get involved. But then the judge drilling down on that's a red flag. Yeah. That's a flag on the play.
Yeah, because the judge knows there's a bunch of witnesses that suddenly have an emergency. once it's time for depositions or. So the motion, and here's the thing: once you open the floodgate of compel and sanctions, everybody will file it.
Yes, and then the hearings in a lead up are going to probably quadruple because there'll be hearings on hearings. There'll be it's.
So in a way, I think the judge here is giving out a hint. Are you sure about this? Because once the floodgates are open, especially when it comes to Colin Albert and Hayden Carney, because if the judge approves sanctions, well, good luck, Colin Albert.
Oh, so you're seeing it more as a deterrent to the plaintiffs, whereas I was thinking that it was more of a okay.
Yeah. Are you sure this is the route you want to go? Because if you actually go that route, everybody else who has shown restraint so far, okay, you went there, we're going there too.
Correct.
Attorney Diller, do you agree with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Rosenberg, do you?
Yes.
Okay. You're having a little screen problem here, so I lost it. Here we go. Attorney Holstad, do you agree to that?
I do, Your Honor.
Attorney Daly, do you agree to that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So how about I issue an order compelling the witness to appear? When do the parties want the witness to appear for deposition?
Look at Dillard here.
I know. He was not prepared to even get what he wanted. Clearly, because he hasn't thought it through. Okay, when do we want to force him to appear?
Yeah,
that's going to be convenient for us. That isn't going to screw something up for us.
Yeah,
that's what's going through his head right now.
Yeah, you see that? Oh shit! And this far left look on his. Oh shit! I need to think of something really quick here.
Mm-hmm.
And the raised eyebrow. Look at his face.
Deposition.
That's almost a little panicked.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It's Mr. Diller's witness, so.
He's currently under subpoena for a rescheduled deposition to occur on the 17th. I will share with you that he has reached out and say that he's not available on the 17th and has given other dates. The only dates that
I'll tell you what, Attorney Diller, you can file your motion to compel the witness to appear outside of 9A, given that all of the parties don't object to that.
Okay.
You can serve your motion for sanctions or whatever else you're looking for under 9A, and we'll wait to hear Attorney Rosenberg's perspective on potential sanctions.
Yeah, but also I would assume that Mr. Carney's attorney would want to have a word in on this.
Yes.
So file your motion today.
I will.
Relative to compelling the witness.
And as it relates to discovery, taking the deposition, if it has to occur outside of the discovery deadline, given our current situation, I just want to make sure that nobody's going to object to that.
From Ms. Reed's standpoint,
yeah, we don't need to do that here. I'll tell you, the court's never going to object to attorneys working together to get things done that are supposed to be done.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else? All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Sure.
And that was the entirety. Sorry for putting you under the American flag, but I mean, colony as colony. I mean, yeah. I mean, this case, at the core of it, is unnecessary. I don't think there's a winner here.
No, and it's more so than usual because, I mean, look, whenever there is civil litigation, it is never that there is a specific winner. It's who loses less, basically.
Yeah.
And Well, no, look, that's not true because there are times when you get an absolute clean sweep. But I mean, you still
Mm.
wind up having to pay your attorneys, and it's usually a fair whack of money, which is why I say almost no
Yeah.
one wins 100% of the time. Because even when you win, you're still losing something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in this instance, they just I get the dog with the bone mentality because they're upset or whatever else. But at some point, clear-headed common sense and logic needs to kick in.
Yeah.
And it just seems like it's something that's lacking.
Yeah, because regardless of this is a wrongful death suit, and the plaintiffs have to find experts and witnesses that aren't countered by ARCA or the absolute fuckery of the police investigation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not easy. The Commonwealth was not really successful in that, and they had unlimited resources. Mr. Dillard has no resources. I mean,
It's a kind way of putting it.
if he works on contingency, he don't get paid, but he will still accrue cost that has to be approved by the O'Keefes. And the O'Keefes, in their turn, has to show securities. Do they have the money? Or do they have to put a lien on something? I mean, the persons who have most to lose here are the O'Keefes. Because the two bars, the Waterfall and the other one, it's through their insurance. Karen Read, she can go on any stream, anyone, when this is done, and say, I have had costs, and people will throw money at her.
Yeah.
And same with Hayden in the other cases, because again, there's 4 cases. 1 is in federal court, 3 is in state court. There's a fuck ton of money going around here, and the only people getting paid are the lawyers, except Dillard, who is on contingency.
Do you think he's regretting that now?
Well, I'm not sure he will actually get more clients because of this. At the back end of it, he has to.
The reason you take contingency though is if it's genuinely you think the client has a good case and they're getting screwed over, or you're going to get paid in publicity or some sort of return.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing that well because either way, this is a really interesting case to follow. Now, I follow it not. I mean, I don't look at it every day, but once in a while there's a filing or a hearing that piques my interest. Most of the filing in this case I don't cover because it's a civil case. Most of it is fucking boring. If I want to look at a boring filing, I have my own cases. In Sweden, labor and employment is exclusively civil. Yeah, if I want to be bored, I have plenty.
You can go to work, it's fine.
Oh, but this is such an interesting case because at the core of this, it is what should have been a vehicular manslaughter case, which the state overcharged extraordinarily. And now we know that in the Sandra Birchmore case, the feds got involved in 2023 when the family got their Mr. Baden, one of the world-renowned medical examiner, to say it wasn't a self-ending, it was a homicide.
Yeah.
And then you had the Karen Read case, which apparently the feds were very early on involved in. And the only thing, well, not the only thing, but the one thing that puts those cases together is it has an overlap of the same investigators. So what are the feds investigating? The cops.
Yeah.
And now knowing with the Stoughton police chief, Donna McNamara, after the feds charged Matthew Farwell for the murder of Sandra Birchmore, she conducted a second internal affairs investigation, which she has handed over to the feds, which means the feds never left.
And that would make sense given everything that's going on. Because back when people first made me aware of the Sandra Birchmore case, when I went over it, people reached out to me about the Justin Root case and a couple others as well. And it seems like there's enough going on there that I would not be surprised if someone had set up a desk in the police station for them. Frankly.
Yeah. Because Chief McNamara is now on paid leave because the town of Stoughton, whatever the town management, whatever's, their town manager threatened to fire her for cause and ordered her to destroy that report.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn,
that didn't go. So she sued them, and through that lawsuit is when I found out that she actually conducted this second internal affairs investigation, in which she identified more people involved with Sandra Birchmore, allegedly. And all of a sudden, the town of Stoughton and the town manager finds a person who committed themselves into a mental facility because under the claim that Chief McNamara harassed them. Somehow, I think those two events are related.
I would say so. There's a general inference there, in my opinion.
Yeah. Which means there are more than the Farwell twins and Mr. Devine. Sandra Birchmore, for those who are new, who just joined or anything, was groomed and raped by Matthew Farwell as a child. And then she was passed around the Stoughton Police Department like a fucking sex toy. And then she was killed. Allegedly by Matthew Farwell. And all of a sudden, Chief McNamara conducts an internal affairs investigation that discovers more involvement that is handed over to the feds. The feds never left. Because this is all about, it's not about Karen Read exclusively or Sandra Birchmore exclusively. It is about police corruption. But for the love of fuck, feds, get to it. There must be somebody you can charge in there. Stop holding us in suspense. But folks, it is 2:46 a.m. where I am. We got Jeff here, accompanied by Hayden, which I appreciate.
I'm starting to think that revealing the dog was a bad idea. The dog's going to be more well loved than I am.
You're going to make bank out of Jeff.
If I get to a point where I'm able to stream and actually have the dog cam.
Yeah. You have dog cam and you have your own cam. Stream, for fuck's sake. $100 to the dog cam.
It'd be nice if I could make back what I spent on him.
Yeah. But thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up.
Thanks for the link. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for bringing Jeff.
Oh, that's all right. You're welcome.
I still say this. The possible humor in this is astounding. Jeff! Stop shitting in the corner. Jeff, stop eating your own poo. And we may or may not have already sent stuff.
No, it was funny because the other day he had a massive bowl of water, and the next thing I hear is, "Doll, Jeff puked on the rug." Like, oh no.
Oh,
No,
that's amazing.
It's funny because I originally when I asked Connor if it was okay if I did it, it was intended as a purely wholesome tribute to Jeff. It really was.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's face it, I was always going to do it anyway. But the comedy I'm just leaning into because it's stuff that I know Jeff would be laughing his ass off about.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
But anyway, you gotta get some sleep. Thank you so much for having me on, and we'll talk soon.
We will talk soon. And folks, thank you. Thank you for showing up. You know this. Nothing happens here without you guys. Thank you so much. And remember, hug your family. Unless your family's shit, then screw them and give your love to the people who deserve it. See you tomorrow for Laura Owens' shenanigans, the Arizona serial pregnancy scammer. See ya. Bye-bye.
Santa Claus, riding in with the winter law.